Okay, here we are again. Just this one and probably one more, and then that'll do it for Pokémon Colosseum. So we'll watch the intro, like we usually do, and then we'll get going not too long after that. Actually, you know what, before I get started, I'm going to go and quickly blow my nose as well, just so that that's out of the way before I start, and then the dust gets into my nostrils and I start sneezing 5 minutes in. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, let me take a drink. And now we'll get started. Felt weird not doing my walking in between episodes this time. We only had one Shadow Pokemon to purify, and it was from basically the beginning of the game, so I said, nah, I'll be able to do that very quickly and very easily once we catch a few more. And today we're going to catch those few more, because at the moment we only know about 3 more Shadow Pokemon that are out there somewhere. And we will have all of them by the time we're done today. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to the post-game of Pokémon Colosseum, the Stream Edition. Last time we started our post-game adventures, we took care of the rest of the Under Colosseum. We also snagged a Shadow Bayleaf after going through the Snag'em hideout. I had to think about that one for a second. And today we've finished up basically all of the Shadow Pokemon lab, and we're going to go fight Rosso now so we can get that there Shadow Quilava. We still got Murkrow in the team as an honorary member. And we're going to use her for a little something with this Shadow Quilava to make it a little easier to catch. So we'll go do that. Everybody's level 59 with the exception of Quillfish, so I'm just going to leave Quillfish and Plusle out in the first 2 slots. And then we'll go back through the lab where you will find that none of the trainers have respawned because I have captured their Shadow Pokemon. And because I've captured their Shadow Pokemon, they don't ever, as far as I know, ever come back. So, at least they don't come back right now. Hey, Lifeblood, how's it going? Welcome back. I recognize that as German, or Deutsch, but I'm not fluent in it, unfortunately, so I have no idea what you said. But welcome. Welcome back. We just got started. We're going to run our way back through the Shadow Pokemon Lab. And we are going to go confront the final of the colored Cypher Peons so that we can grab that Shadow Quilava before we move along. And this will take all of like 5 minutes, so I don't know why I decided last time to stop on the dime right here before we finish this up, but I guess I was thinking, oh, well, what if the Cypher Peons respawn when I walk back through here, like those ones in the Snag'em hideout, but they don't, so. Hell, I can't even activate the alarm anymore. As you can plainly see here, I'm mashing the A button in front of it. It just don't go on. I don't think you can do anything with that, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. I don't exactly remember what Rosso's going to have in his team, but we'll figure it out. No big deal. There he is. Translation. Hello, world. I allow myself to speak German. El Hydra, yes, indeed. Of course. I mean, I got that last part. I guess I could have assumed that that was what that was, no matter what. Well, Rosso, you're not going to, so... until you find that data, you're not going to make any more. Yeah, that would be me. Kind of, you know. I don't know about that, man. I think that you don't have a snowball's chance in hell here, but I'm not going to stop you. It's free EXP, after all. Okay, so there's the Shadow Quilava. It's still level 30, just like Shadow Bayleaf, but the rest of this Pokemon got a significant upgrade in terms of their levels and stuff, so... Excuse me. So we're just gonna do something about that, but first, we get a Shadow Quilava, so... We'll work on catching that in a minute, but first I want to try to get rid of this Grumpig if I can. If I don't, well, Quillfish is probably going to get one-hit KO'd by a Psychic, but that's okay. We'll do the best we can. And that's all we can do. Articulating ellipse. Place in move. Okay, I mean, that's pretty much what I expected, honestly, so... Hey, Marie, welcome back. How you doing? Took out most of a destroyed desk just now. Oh, okay. How did it get destroyed? Was it destroyed by you? I don't know. Just making shit up at this point. Quillfish. You can probably KO Grumpig without any problems now. And then... I'm going to switch Flygon in, actually. For Plusle. I'll want Plusle back in to do some T-waving eventually, but yeah, not yet. We don't have to worry about that just yet. So, oh, that's a Hyper Potion. Well, I guess I'll have to figure that one out, and I have to figure out how I'm going to KO this Grumpig without also KOing the Shadow Quilava there. So that's fun. Okay, well, I mean, I can do it with another Sludge Bomb, I guess, so... If I live. Okay, so... That might be on Quillfish. At this point, though, I'm not really particularly that bothered by it, so... Although Flygon's probably going to go before Quillfish, isn't it? So how about we do this? How about we get Plusle back in here? No, I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in Skarmory, because then I have two things that are just immune to Dig, and we can go from there. Oh, and he has a full heal. That's just great. Fantastic. Just use all of your items, Rosso. I swear, they just gave them random shit. They were just like, whatever. Just give them whatever at this point. It doesn't matter. Well, that did nothing. I can't use Earthquake, though, because I'll knock this here Quilava out, so I guess I'll just have to make do with what I've got. How about we switch in Plusle, and I'll Drill Peck, and that'll get rid of the Grumpig, right? Yeah, it did 0. It probably has Thick Fat as an ability, so not only does it have high special defense and I don't have Stab, it's also probably got Thick Fat, so it halves the damage completely as well. So it was delivered in shit condition. The slab that makes the biggest part of the desk was delivered broken in half, and the rest of it was so shoddily put together that it started falling apart during assembly. That's not good. Why would... Oh my god. I don't understand why they would ever do something like that. It's ridiculous. Oh, Flame Wheel. Probably on Skarmory. Yep. That's fine. It's probably the most powerful attack that he's got, so... Alright, so let's T-Wave the Quilava. Let's Drill Peck the Breloom, and then we'll start working on maybe getting Murkrow in here so I can use the Nightshade and then catch this thing, because it should have about probably 75, 80 HP at that level. So Nightshade will do 43, and that'll put it at just about half, which is good for me. So. Shadow Pokemon is one hit. That guy. How is my massively underleveled Shadow Pokemon already dead? Yeah, for sure. It was a defensive pig. Oh, I have full heal. I got nothing. Flamethrower on Quilava and Drill Peck on Grumpig. I don't trust. I know the Flygon doesn't have Stab on Flamethrower and doesn't have high special attack, but I don't trust that that would put me in good shape. I would rather make it guaranteed, especially if I want to avoid a crit. I'd rather it be guaranteed by just, what's it called? Using Nightshade and then catching it, so... That's what I'm gonna do while I take care of this muck. And Skarmory's gotta get the heck out of here because Skarmory just got burnt, so... We'll get Murkrow in here. Muck will probably not get even 2-hit KO'd by this Thunderbolt, but that's okay. Oh, you have a replacement already and it was free. Well, that at least is good. However, the Shoddy Desk needs to be gotten rid of. That's true. Yeah, I gotta get rid of that before it becomes a problem. It's probably on Plusle. Ow! Well, fair enough, I guess. Actually, Plusle, you've done enough, I think, at this point. So, how about if we get... Let's get Flygon back in here, actually. And then we will Nightshade the Quilava. I'll toss a ball next turn, and then I'm not going to use Earthquake yet, because if I use Earthquake and I don't catch it in one ball, then I'm resetting. So I won't do that just yet, but I will figure out what I'm going to do next turn instead. Yeah, see there. Puts it right at about half, which makes it in very good shape to go catch it. And thank you, Murkrow. You have done your job, so I'm sorry you're dead, but...
How'd you get a Murkrow?
Oh, it's one of the Shadow Pokemon in the game.
Oh. You must have got that recently.
Stream 6, I think.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you weren't using it.
I wasn't using it because I had no use for it until just now because these Pokemon are lower level, so...
True.
Yeah, Muck is probably going to be sticking around for a little bit just because I've got to kind of play around it right now because I can't Earthquake it, so... It's okay, though. We'll just catch this Quilava and then we'll be good to go. Never used Muck, to be honest, not even the Alolan form. See, the Poison and Dark typing on the Alolan form is pretty nice to me. I don't think I've ever used it either. Maybe competitively, but that would be about it.
I don't think I've ever used it either.
Yeah. Who does, except for Ash? Ash barely even used his. That doesn't even count. Point proven. I mean, to be fair, yeah, that's true. Ash barely used his, and he had one, so... Okay, now we can Earthquake the Muck. So... Hey, Conquer, it's going good. How's it going for you there? We just caught a Shadow Quilava. We're basically done in the lab now, but I have to deal with a minimizing Muck right now first, before we deal with that, so...
You caught Bailey?
Yeah, I already caught Bayleaf last episode. So. And I should have probably just mimicked the Earthquake in case this missed, but it did not miss, so good. Honchkrow is so much better than Murkrow, it's scary. Honchkrow does pretty good for itself, yeah. It's much, it's about as frail, but it's definitely more offensively oriented in terms of how much stronger it is. Murkrow is frail and physically and especially strong, but not that strong. And then Honchkrow just comes over and takes over that whole matter for it, so. Gen 2 did a bunch of its own debuts. No favors. Yeah, a lot of the ones that were just like, you know, they didn't have an evolution in Gen 2. They didn't really get a good rap, that's for sure. Flygon and Heracross, you two are the most healthy out of all of us. And Quillfish is still not level 59, but we'll figure that out in a bit. So. How is a steel Pokemon burned if you think about it? Melting, not burned. I mean, that's fair, yeah. Yeah, Earthquake has that 100-100, but minimize... Usually if they get one minimize off, I miss the next 3 attacks in a row, so I didn't want to risk it. Yeah, Drapion I find for Poison Dark is something that I prefer rather than a Alolan Muck, personally, so... Nothing much happening today on your side. That's good, Conquer. Sometimes it's good to have those days where not too much is going on, so... And that's true, yeah, it isn't just the ones that didn't evolve. A lot of the early game Pokemon, too, didn't get really a good rap, so... The Gen 1 Pokemon were like half of the gym leader's aces. Gen 2 did the Pokedex no favors. Yeah, it wasn't exactly the strongest Pokedex out there, that's for sure. You really end up leaning on Gen 1 pretty heavily in a lot of Gen 2. So... Honchkrow destroyed lower tiers in the first 2 games. Yeah, but it was very, very strong. I mean, you give it like a Choice Scarf or a Choice Band and it just annihilates things, so. Especially with Super Luck, and then it has that almost guaranteed, or it might have been actually guaranteed crit on Night Slash with the Super Luck. So. I got an email. Let's see what we got. Receive photos. Oh, good. Ned is teaching me how to use my PDA like I'm an 80-year-old man. Can I ask you a question via call? I know you're streaming, but it's important, or do you want me to wait till later? Well, here's what you can do with this. You can get pictures on the thing. Sniper, did you know your PDA can receive not only email, but it can also accept digital photos? I'll send one as a test. I hope it reaches you. Cole needs to ask me a question. Let me see if he calls me. Let me read chat while I'm waiting for him. 100 new Pokemon. You'll only use 10, but 100 new Pokemon. Yeah, for sure. Alright, let's see what Cole's up to here. Hey, Cole, what's up?
You might need to call him too.
He might.
Call the number on the card.
Yeah. Well, he'll figure that out. No big deal. That's why you don't get why Kalos gets flack for adding like 80 Pokemon instead of 100 to 150. I don't know. It's just one of those things. The Pokemon community is so fickle. It's like people don't understand that having 100 new Pokemon every game is hard to do. Yeah, and it takes a bit of time to design it and everything like that. And if they're, adding 100 new ones and they've got a year to make them, doesn't necessarily mean they're all going to be super good or super balanced or anything like that, So, Gen 5 people flamed for too many new Pokemon. SMH. It's okay, I knew what you meant. Okay, so we got a cool lava. Let's bring Espeon back into the party now. Let's take Murkrow out and put it into PC, back where it belongs. And then I should probably take the Miracle Seed and Charcoal from these guys, but I'm never going to use them anyway, so I guess I don't really care all that much. We should go heal, actually. That's what we should go do. We should go heal now that we got the Shadow Claw Lava, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I don't know. It never really bugged me when they were like, oh, we're going to add this many Pokemon, or oh, we're going to add this many. Like, that wasn't really the part that bugged me. The parts that really started bugging me was where it felt like they were, like, starting to throw out things that used to work. That was where it really started bugging me, was like, okay, guys, you had this good thing going, and then you threw all of that out for this new stuff, and then you threw all that stuff out for the new stuff next gen. You threw... Okay, come on now. So, yeah, that was the part that always got me about Gens 6 and up. So, oh, my email again. Not sure which is worse, the Pokemon community over the Pokedex changes every generation, or the Smash community about the next fighter. They're both beyond hope. Oh boy. You like the Pokedex evolution? Yeah, like I said, I'm not really too bad about like, oh well, you know, they only added this many Pokemon. It's like, okay, whatever, you know, if they add more, fine. If they don't want to add more, also fine. I don't care. I'll play the game anyway. At least that was how I felt for the first few generations, but you know. It was more when they, like I said, when they started taking stuff out that worked in the previous generation rather than, like, trying to iterate on it. You know, they just scrapped their work that they spent a year or two working on for something completely new that might not necessarily even be balanced. So, big snag machine, question mark. Hi, this is Bit in the Under. There's this freaky rumor going around that Snag'em holdouts fixed a big snag machine. Oh, we saw that in the hideout. Do you think it's true? Can you look into it too, Sniper? Apparently I'm everybody's errand boy now, so that's just fantastic. Running around the region doing favors for a bunch of kids. Who would have thought my career would take this kind of a turn? Well, doesn't matter. I guess we'll go investigate anyway because we don't want the Shadow Pokemon coming back. So, let me heal up first, though. And then we will we'll save. I think I'll actually go to Outskirts Stand before I save, actually. We'll save in the hideout. And we're going to sell off the rest of our Pokeballs and Great Balls back to the gentleman that sold them to us the first time because we won't need those anymore. The only things we're going to need from now on are these Ultra Balls. Excuse me, probably only one out of these 3 Net Balls, and I don't think we're going to need the Timer Balls either, but I'll keep them around just in case because you never know when they'll come in handy. I don't think we're going to need to worry about buying more Revives for now. I think we'll be good. So. You like how Galar handled the decks? Not having all of them every game is a good thing. Adding an expansion via DLC is not, and not just DLC, paid DLC. Yeah, so pay to have, what is it, like 200 more of your Pokemon added back to the game? Like, okay. Come on now. Pokemon, what do you think this is? Which you still have yet to get. Yeah, I haven't. Honestly, like I said, I played Sword and Shield like for maybe a couple of days, and I was so incredibly over it by that point. I was just like, nope, I'm not even gonna bother. So whatever they do from now on is their business. It's not my business. I don't feel like buying this crap anymore. So I'm getting emails up the wazoo. These kids are gonna drive me crazy. What do we got here? Shadow Pokemon question mark. More from Bit. Hi, this is Bit in the Under. Got some more news about those Snag'em holdouts. There's a rumor now about a creepy Smeargle and Ursaring. I think it's worth checking out. You'd think that they needed to give me more incentive to go there other than the big snag machine, but here I go again. So, but that will give us the last 2 Shadow Pokemon that we have in our snag list, so that at least is nice. It'll help us out a little bit. So let's go sell off those Pokeballs that I don't need anymore. And then, I still don't think there's anything new on the news. I guess I'll check the screen while we're here, but even in the post-game, I don't think there's anything new on the news, so... kind of weird. That's why you're on the fence about buying Sword or Shield, an extra $30 to get a Pokedex expansion in the post-game, or rather part of the post-game. And you can do it during the main game, if I remember right as well. Like, it's not, like, strictly speaking, just post-game. Like, you can go there before the end game and get some Pokemon, but... yeah, I don't know, it just... none of the design of the region decisions and that sort of stuff really ever clicked with me in Sword and Shield. You know, some of the new Pokemon are pretty cool, but other than that, it's like, okay, you know, some of the new Pokemon are cool is not enough of an excuse for me to pay Nintendo $60 for that sort of stuff, you know? In Gen 1, fresh prototype from the legendary Professor Oak. In Gen 5, I don't know if that's... You cut yourself off if you're making a point there, but I don't understand. Oh, is normal. And Gen 8 is on the phone. Okay, I gotcha. I see what you meant. Yeah, now I see what you meant because I didn't see the other message. You do want Pokemon Home, but you do not want to pay $90 for a single video game. Yeah, and that's completely understandable. I get that. Yeah, there's still nothing new on the news. What the hell? Oh, well. While you've beaten Sword, think it's a decent game on its own, as well as good as you can get with it being vanilla. Yeah. I get that. But yeah, I don't know. It just never clicked with me, personally. Really, again, I think the problem was that I played Let's Go before I played Sword and Shield. And it wasn't even like a recent thing. I didn't play Let's Go recently before I played Sword and Shield. I was about to say, oh my god, silence. They didn't send me anything, but no, that's not true. So... Shadow Pokemon list again. Hi, it's Net. I analyzed the Shadow Pokemon list and discovered 6 more. The additions are Noctowl, Fluffy, Houndoom, Shuckle, Miltank, and Delibird. I'll be in contact. So we have another new one on our snag lists, Shuckle. And I have no idea where that guy is, but he's gotta be around here somewhere. So there's the 3 there. Oh no, that's just the Shadow ones. It looked like I missed one there for a second. I was like, wait a minute, there's no way. But no, it was just... the Shadow Bayleaf and Quilava. So. Okay, well anyway, since the kids are still sending me 7 tons of spam mail, I'll just go and see if I can investigate. So the big snag machine is over there, and I mean, we can clearly see that it's broken still. But Sniper doesn't have the advantage of perspective, so since that's the case, we will have to go around and see that it is still broken for ourselves, and in the process, well, we'll encounter those Shadow Pokemon that they were mentioning. Not Shuckle, but Smeargle and Ursaring? Sure, absolutely. But, unfortunately, there are still some Cypher Peons to deal with here in this junction here, and then, well, there's a few more trainers here than there were before, so... A minecart Pokemon in Gen 8 is a bit weird. I mean, every generation has those oddities, you know, like... I mean, let's look at Muck for a second. It's a pile of sludge. Like, I would consider that an oddity. But, yeah, every generation has those, so it's not really that big of a deal to me, personally. But, yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, it's kind of a similar thing for me to, like, how I am with Gen 4. I don't think the comparison is as valid, because I like Gen 4 a hell of a lot better than I like Gen 8. But, yeah, other people can say it's a solid game and everything like that. It never personally clicked for me. And, again, I think the problem was that I played Let's Go before I played Sword and Shield. And they just took so much out of Let's Go. From Let's Go that was good, solid quality of life changes, and just scrapped it completely in Sword and Shield, while only keeping the barest of minimum things for from Let's Go for Sword and Shield. To me, it just felt like they were like shooting themselves in the foot. One too many times they shot themselves in the foot in front of me, and I said, okay, Game Freak, you know what? If you like doing that to yourself, fine, but I'm not going to sit here and watch you do it. So. Pokemon Story peaked in Gen 5 version 1. I mean, I would probably... Yeah, I'd probably agree with that, honestly, because Black and White 1 story was really solid. That was a high roll. Higher roll, anyway. But, yeah, Gen 5 story was pretty solid, all things considered. Black and White 1, I wouldn't say is my favorite, necessarily, but Black and White 2, definitely. But the story, yeah, probably... for the story, it'd probably be a tie between that and XD in the sequel to this game, which we'll get to in just a little while. So. One of the few things you did like about Sword and Shield was the whole gym challenge was very important to the people of Galar and gave you more than just one rival, and had a tournament at the end as well as rather than just the Elite Four. It was a good addition. See, because I got something different out of it. The fact that it was so important like that, it almost felt like pandering to me, but I don't know how to adequately explain that while doing something else. Like, I'd have to go back to actually play Sword and Shield to tell you why it felt like pandering to me. But that was my impression of the gym battles being in those stadiums with all the people watching and everything. I don't know, maybe if I had to take a guess at my thought process, I would say that it felt like you were doing Pokemon training for the wrong reason. You weren't doing it because you like Pokemon, you were doing it, there was extrinsic value there where you were doing it because there were fans in the stadium cheering you on, rather than you like Pokemon. And when you add that extrinsic factor in it, well, we've talked about this with other things, I don't like it when you add that extrinsic factor in because it feels like it corrupts the intrinsic value of something. And in this case, it feels like the intrinsic value of just being with Pokemon is corrupted by thousands of screaming fans wanting blood. So that would be my best guess as to what my thought process was. Again, I'd have to go back and fully play it to tell whether that was it or not, but... You kind of like the premise of Sword and Shield, but you agree with reviewers. You could have had an adventure, but they gave it to Leon. Are the writers okay? Oh, and Leon's... I don't know. Leon never clicked for me either. Every time he had a problem with his sense of direction, I was like, dude, use a fucking compass. You have a Rotom phone. Stop it. I don't know. Bianca's arc was good. Yeah, I like Bianca's arc as well, where she almost, she started out really unsure of herself, and then she ended up being the professor's assistant, even though she wasn't really sure what she was going to do with herself. So that was a cool arc. I liked that. You mean what Alola was going to do before they reverted to a League in the E4 formula? Yeah, pretty much. Set out unsure of herself and what she wanted to do. She found her purpose, stood up to her dad. It was nice. It was good. Yeah, it was a good arc there. On the other hand, who does not like Pokemon? But I can see that. Like I said, I think it's just a taste thing. Like, some people can enjoy that whole thing and still have the screaming fans, and it won't bother them. But for me, it's like having both. For a kid, it's like, okay, the kid might be like, yeah, I still love Pokemon. It doesn't matter if they're screaming fans or nothing. But as the kid gets older, and you're playing as a kid, as the kid gets older, they start to realize, well, maybe I don't like Pokemon as much as I thought. Maybe I just liked all of the fans screaming my name when I KO'd another Pokemon. So, anyway, for some reason, I don't know why, they moved Venus's entourage from the stairs when she was running for the train to the Shadow Pokemon Lab over here to the Snag'em hideout. I don't know why they wouldn't just stay over on the stairs, because that location is still very accessible from here, but whatever, they're here. Counterpoint to Leon is the brother in Hop. I wanted to like Hop, because I thought that his character, being sort of this kind of unsure person who was kind of trying to stumble and find his way, I thought that would be really interesting. And then they just never did anything with him. Like, he ended up befriending a legendary, but his character never moved forward in any meaningful way, and he didn't really have any cutscenes where he was by himself and able to show someone up. So, I don't know. I wanted badly to like Hop, but it just never happened for me. That is a lot of paralysis. Okay, so I was going to have Plusle Protect, but just to be safe, why don't we switch in... I'm going to switch in Heracross, actually. I was going to switch in Skarmory, but, well, Floppy's right there, so let's just switch in Heracross. I'll take a little damage, but it's okay. This made no effing sense why Leon did all the important stuff and you just focused on getting all your badges. Dude, there are Pokemon Dynamaxing and going Berserk. That's way more interesting than going around and getting badges. Game Freak probably did that from a mechanical standpoint, because they were like, well, if we center the story around this Dynamaxing thing, then we're going to have to do more work. Sorry, I'm just bitter about Game Freak. I don't think I'm adding to the conversation because I'm just bitter about what Game Freak has done in the past and cutting corners. So, don't let my bitterness affect your judgment on the game. If you enjoy Sword and Shield, then more power to you, because evidently, like I said before about this stuff, you've seen something in it that I have not, and that is a good thing, because not everybody can see something positive in something that a lot of people are ripping on. So, yeah, if you like Sword and Shield, don't let my bitterness get the better of your opinion. just me being bitter. It's not... I may be making valid points, but I am still bitter about it, so don't let that affect your judgment on the game, is what I'm saying. So... At least he's with N, the only other guy to have a legendary. Yeah, it's true. That's fair. I don't know, it felt like N earned his more, though. Because N was completely fucked up psychologically by Getsus's bullshit. But, you know. See what you're saying, it just comes off as lazy. Felt the same. Hop didn't have the character development he could have had. Yeah, that's pretty much the thought process I had, is that he could have had a Bianca moment, you know what I mean? Like, he could have had a moment where he just stood up to the bad guy, like we weren't there or something, and he was the only person able to get to the bad guy, like we were busy, like, I don't know, maybe the elevator in the endgame got stuck somewhere and he was able to get up to the top floor or something before us, and he had to confront the bad guy before us, and he could have had a moment where he was able to, like, do like a shonen deuteragonist thing where he may not necessarily have won, but he actually stood up to them pretty well to the point where they were weakened enough where we could take care of them afterwards. I don't know. It just felt like they could have done more with them and they didn't. And that's, honestly, like I said, that's a little upsetting to me because I was looking forward to seeing Hop becoming another Bianca, essentially, and then he just didn't. So, I don't know. You missed Deuteragonist, like, significant ones. Ones that actually do something. Oh, 8 experience. Okay, Quillfish, we'll keep you out for a little bit longer. Yeah. Alright, ultimate counterpoint to Sword and Shield hater, Snom. No, I can't hate Snom. I love Snom. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's adorable. It is incredibly cute. So, no, that's... that is a fair counterpoint, yes. And the designs, I thought, were good. It was actually refreshing. Probably my favorite part about Sword and Shield is that it was actually refreshing to have a different designer taking over as the lead designer. Instead, no, I'm not falling for that again. Instead of having Ken Sugimori do it all the time, because that allows a fresh perspective to create new Pokemon, and it makes things more interesting. So that's probably my favorite part. So out of the additions that they had was that they had a new designer take the reins for a little bit so that they could spice things up there. So yeah, Snom is great. Yeah, not like Azura and Fates. Yeah. Fates in general never really clicked for me, but Azura was like, for me, never really. I could say that about a lot of games I've played more recently, though, like in the past probably 8 or 9 years. A significant number of games just haven't clicked for me in a lot of ways. It might be because I'm analyzing them more because I'm getting older and older as I go. And I've got a larger background of games that I can fall back on and say, well, if you just did this... But, you know. Oh, that Intimidate went off before this. This isn't going to KO, is it? Oh, okay, never mind. Well, if it was a Breloom, it probably wouldn't have KO'd, but, you know. I think what gets you is what happens in Conquest. See, I haven't played Conquest yet, so I don't know. What happens in Conquest? I don't think I'm ever going to get to play it, so... Oh, excuse me. So let me know. So that's a Donphan. Well, I could knock out the Mawile, but I don't feel like getting Earthquaked today, so... Let me... I'll send an Espeon. I know that's a weird choice, but it can probably one-hit KO the Donphan with Psychic, so... And it'll probably live in Earthquake no matter what, so... Donphan's strong, but I've got a level advantage, so... You had a magic orb that reveals Swamp Monster Garen, and you chose to show it to only Corrin, and then it shatters because the plot. Oh no, I thought you meant Pokemon Conquest. I know what happens in Conquest, the actual, like, Fates Conquest. I thought you meant Pokemon Conquest. That's my bad. Whoops. Yeah, I know what happens in actual Conquest. I've played through all of Conquest. Hell, I soloed all of Conquest with Corrin attached at the hip to one of their retainers, which I thought was just dumb. Like, what? Why would you make a mode that's supposed to be incredibly brutally difficult soloable? I don't know. It just... Fates disappointed me in a number of ways. The only part about it that I actually enjoyed was chapters 7 through 10 of Conquest, to be honest, so... Can we not butcher fates? We had that. We did have that conversation. That's true. I think we mentioned this a while ago, and actually, it's funny we bring it back up because Lifeblood was there for that conversation, I think. Sorry, Lifeblood. we just keep trashing all these games you enjoy. My bad. So, Pokemon Conquest is a ride. The twist at the end is hinted at the entire game. One of these days, maybe I'll have to go back and play it. I'll see. That guy was here before this. So I'm not going to fight him again. I'm not going to refight the trainers that were here before. You can if you need the experience, but I'm not going to refight the trainers that were here before. So, you were here before. I think the 2 Team Snag'em members that have the Shadow Pokemon are that way, though. So I think I might... Do I want to go and save before I confront them? I think I might want to do that, yeah, just in case, so... Because you never know, it might be... Oh, okay, you're here too. Alright. I didn't realize it. You changed the person that was there until I walked past you. I was like, wait a minute, what? You don't want to spoil the twist in Pokemon Conquest. It's so effing cool. Okay, gotcha. I'll keep that in mind as I play through it, see if I can spot the twist. Alright, so Gloom dies to 1 Psychic. Golduck probably dies to 1 Earthquake, but I'm gonna avoid doing that just for now. It's just Dragon Breath, that's fine. I'm explicitly avoiding using Skarmory and Heracross here, just for now, because they will be useful in the final battle that you do here, and if you know what that is, then you'll know what I'm talking about, but they'll be useful in the last battle that we have here after we get all the Shadow Pokemon in this area. So now you know what's going to happen here, right? Is my Dragon Breath is not going to paralyze, but he's going to get a guaranteed confuse. Oh, okay. Well, I talked shit and the game listened and didn't do it, so... Fair enough. We did. We talked about it in Super Mario Galaxy. Yeah, that's true. God, that feels like such a long time ago. We were in that one water galaxy with the ghost ship. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, it still feels like a while ago. When did we play that? Wasn't that in, like, May or June? It wasn't that long ago. The Pokemon game with the best storyline. So, like I said, for me, it would probably be Black and White 1 or XD. One or the other. I enjoy both, so... It just kind of depends on the day, I guess. I don't think I'm going to one-hit KO a Jumpluff with Psychic. I'm definitely going to one-hit KO this Noctowl with Thunderbolt, but Jumpluff is thick. So, yeah, that's what I figured was going to happen. You count spin-offs, so okay, that makes this really hard. Because then we've got to start factoring in the Explorers games, right? Specifically Explorers of Sky, and that just like, oh my god. Yeah, that's going to make this tough. I'd have like a 3-way tie if we count spin-offs between XD, Black and White 1, and Explorers of Sky. So those 3, if we count spin-offs, would be my choices for number 1. I could not. It would be like splitting hairs to try to choose between those 3. So, at least for me, that's my personal take. So, well, Espeon's level 60, so that's good. Probably go with Black and White 1 or Explorers of Sky. The Ranger games are pretty cool. Explorers of Sky, XD. Conquest had a passable story, but that's as far as it goes, to be honest. But yeah, there's a lot of, if you count spin-offs, there's a lot of Pokemon games with really solid stories, so. Well, there they go. I don't know if they stick around afterwards or if they just leave forever. I don't know. Do I want to send Quillfish out? I might just switch in Skarmory and Heracross for the hell of it. Also, by the way, we don't need Murkrow for this next part. You could use Murkrow for this next part, but it's not going to help us against the next Shadow Pokemon. Let's just put it that way. How about that? See, now I'm not sure if I want to turn back. Well, no, because once I beat them, they'll be gone, right? Like, that other lady was gone after this, the bodybuilder. So now she's going to be here. Yeah. Well, maybe you shouldn't have come here then. I mean, I guess that's fair. They could have gone treasure hunting together. Whatever. You do you, but I didn't expect to see you here. I expected to see you over there. You kind of want to replay the TCG video game to see if it had a story. My experience with TCG 1 says it didn't really have much of a story at all. It was kind of similar to, like, Gen 1's story, where it's pretty much the only really driving force of the story was the fact that you had a rival. And if I remember right, the rival in the TCG, the first TCG game for Game Boy Color, was somehow more of an asshole than Gary was in Gen 1. I don't know, that's just the way that I remember him, but I could be wrong, but that's my thought process. Apparently you need to play Explorers of the Sky. It's very, very good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I would recommend it if you haven't played it. You get to, basically, you take a quiz at the beginning of the game and they tell you which Pokemon you are out of a selection of starters, and then you play through the whole game with that. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it quite a bit. We'll be playing it for the stream one of these days, but it's probably a bit of a ways off, so... actually, no. Let me, switch in Skarmory instead, so I'm taking less damage. Less that I have to heal, you know. He totally was. Absolute dick. Oh boy. Time and Darkness, the story, and the side stories that help endear the rest of the cast. Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, and those little, the free DLCs, I think, were also helpful for that, because they let you play as some of the other teams, and that was cool. So, you beat Blue Rescue Team, so you saw the ending of Time, Darkness, and Sky coming, and that made it worse when it did happen. Oh, definitely. I'm glad that they did more with the story in Time, Darkness, and Sky than they did in Red and Blue Rescue Team, because, to be honest, I thought that the twist of... Well, it wasn't really a twist. You could see it coming from a mile away back in Red and Blue Rescue Team that... well, I won't even say what happens, but you could see the twist coming from a mile away. And then, after the credits rolled, and they rolled back the twist and said, "No, we're just going to cop it out, and you don't have to deal with that." It was like, oh, come on! I don't know, it felt like a cop-out. It felt like they were taking something that was actually pretty cool, where it was like, I don't know how to describe it without spoiling it, but you know what I mean if you were there to see it. But it felt like they took something that was really cool and interesting development-wise, and they just said, "No, we're just gonna roll it all back. Don't even worry about it." How do you get Time, Darkness, and Sky? Yeah, you would have to emulate it. The closest thing to a good DS emulator I could tell you would be Desmume. D-E-S-M-U-M-E. You would need an emulator, which is that, Desmume, and you would need a ROM of Time, Darkness, or Sky, depending on which version you choose to play. I cannot tell you how to get either of these things, unfortunately, because I would be telling you something that is illegal. Because you're not supposed to emulate games, especially according to Nintendo, but in the event that you cannot find a hard copy of Explorers of Sky and a working Nintendo DS, you could always emulate it, so... But yeah, look up exactly like Conker spelled it there, D-E-S-M-U-M-E, so... Since I doubt people are willing to part with a DS cartridge for a reasonable price, yeah, that's true. That's true. For an emulator, right? Illegal unless you have physical copies of the game. No, I think that's still true. I think that's still true. If you own a physical copy of a game, you can still emulate it because you're not redistributing it. So that's how that... But if you get a copy on an emulator without first owning it, I think it's considered illegal because you are acquiring a copy without paying for the hard copy, basically. You're not paying for the ability to use it, so... Not that anyone has ever, according to my knowledge, been locked up for using an emulator, but, you know, I'm sure it'll happen at some point. You have a physical cartridge of Stellar Glow. Can you get Citrix and emulate it? So Nintendo will tell you no. Yeah, Citra. I knew what you meant, yeah. Nintendo will tell you no. Nintendo will tell you no, you're absolutely not allowed to emulate anything under any circumstances whatsoever, or we will throw you in jail. But one, they can't do that because they would have to prove it. And why would they go after everyone for that? Especially when Nintendo doesn't properly know how to keep up with their older game library. And I forget what my second point was going to be. I don't remember. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's do the deposit trick so we can get a full restore here. And then withdraw our dudes. Citrix is a work... Oh, okay, gotcha. How about an unreasonable price like $1? That's a steal. Yeah, Explorers of the Sky, I think, would be fairly expensive to purchase. If it's $80 US, yeah, that's pretty high. At least in my opinion, it's pretty high. Alright, let's heal Heracross as well, because she could use a little help like everybody else. Let's withdraw. I mean, if you can get a copy at $1 and you have a working Nintendo DS, then yes, absolutely do it, because it's a pretty good game. It would be well worth the investment there, but, you know. Alright, and let's save here. And then we'll go see if any more trainers decide to get in our way upstairs. Yeah, just have the whole world in jail because of emulators, Nintendo. That's a great idea. Oh boy, I think that the states and the countries and everything else that you decided to have that happen in would have a few words with you for incarcerating most of their population. Oh boy. It's sold retail for $40. Why would I pay double that for? I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, the trainers that were at the elevator area with Venus there, they don't respawn because we've already caught their shadow Pokemon, so... Now, who do I want for what here? Let's switch in Flygon and Heracross, why not? They'll probably be pretty useful here. And I'm not worried about Skarmory not being 60 yet, we'll get there. I fought you already? We just saved, and I think you're new. There we go. What's up? Well, I heard rumors that you guys fixed this snag machine. As I can see from this, it is definitely not fixed, but, well, I'm too late. It's already wrecked. Mr. President, what are you doing here? Sir, I don't think you... Sir, this is not the painting class in the East Wing. Sir, you need to leave now. Let me go get your guards. You need to leave now. What the hell? I saw the name and I was like, oh, no fucking way. I forgot about this guy's name. It's funny. See, I could use Earthquake, but it would probably KO both of the Smeargle, and, well, spoiler alert, for 2 seconds from now, this guy has a Shadow Smeargle. And I don't want Heracross to accidentally KO it. I guess I could just Endure. It's a strange way to make sure you can re-catch a Shadow Pokemon. And see, from a mechanical standpoint, I get it, because one of two things happened here with Genius Sonority. They either said, oh, okay, we have this post-game where we're going to have the player catch a few more Shadow Pokemon and do all this other stuff. How do we populate it with actual trainers? Oh, I know, let's populate it with trainers they've already faced, so that way, if they didn't catch a Shadow Pokemon, they can do it again. 5 HP, man, that's good. Or they wanted to give the player a second chance, and they said, how can we do that? And then they said, oh, post-game. So, it was one of those two things. So from a mechanical standpoint, I like it. It's just, when you've already caught their Shadow Pokemon, it's a bit of a slog to get through, you know? Okay, so there's the Shadow Smeargle. Dragon Breath, I don't think will KO. We'll see in a minute, but I'd like to get not a KO, and also a Paralyze if possible, please. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Stop right there, criminal scum. What a coincidence. That aged in some way. Oh my god. Alright, so now we just gotta paralyze this thing, so... I'll throw a ball at it anyway, but... We'll get Plusle in here so that he can do that. I need to switch Flygon, though, because Flygon doesn't have... Oh, no, wait, I could just throw a ball on Flygon's turn and then switch Heracross for Plusle. You could do that, that's a little easier. Ultra Ball, a go-go. There's that, and then this. Switch in Plusle to get the Paralysis, and then we'll be good. Did we ever see an evil team actually being thrown into jail? You can see part of an evil team being thrown into jail in this game. if you go to the Pyrite Jail, in around the mid-game, like right around when you're going to the Under, you can see some of the Mirror B members being tossed in jail. They break out by the end game, but it partially solves that problem. So, you get to meet a person, not snag everything from Venus's cronies. I don't know, though. Excuse me. If I remember right, Stantler almost gave us a run for our money. I think Stantler got to, like, the point where it was really close to fainting, and we caught it on, like, the last Ultra Ball that I threw at it. With, like, maybe 1 or 2 Shadow Rushes left in it. So. Thought so. Need to use your air fryer and reheat some pizza. That sounds pretty good right about now. Oh, I didn't even have to paralyze it. Nice. So there's the Smeargle. So that'll bring us up to 45. Mr. President, please go back to the West Wing. And then we'll go catch the Ursaring and we'll be good. Uh-huh. Yeah, it kind of backfired a little bit on you there. Just remember, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. And I'm sure you'll go far in your paint class with that. That story you were writing ages ago had all of magma thrown in jail after Mount Chimney. They still tried to use the meteorite to cause a natural disaster, and the cops were there. Well, I mean, that would make it a little easier for them to be like, nope, nope, just go to jail. Throw the cuffs right on them. Then recently the DVD and CD drive on this PC is messed up, so you can't use it to run PS2 games on an emulator. Oh, jeez. That's no good, Conker. You might be able to download an ISO of some kind of a PS2 game. I've done that with some of the PS2 games that I've had. I've downloaded an ISO offline. It takes a little bit more work to get it going on a PS2 emulator if you download it that way, but it's still an option. So you can still take out your PS2, but it's pretty old at this point. Yeah, that'll become more and more of a problem the further along it gets, unfortunately. Let's have Plusle and Quillfish out, actually, because Flygon's already 60. Heracross and Skarmory will get to 60 by the time we're done here, because they run a train over one particular person's team that we haven't seen yet. And, aha! Here we go. Here's the last guy. I was, but I can see it's still broken. Well, I wouldn't say gullible. I'd say I just had to make sure that you guys didn't get any ideas. Oh, where is Gonzap anyway? Well, before we find that out, first we have to fight this guy, so... I was going to say, oh, that's where my Black Glasses item went, but no, we've had the Black Glasses item in our inventory since, like, the mid-game. Also, they look to be navy blue glasses, according to what I just saw there, but maybe I'm just tripping. Happy little death. You would get an ISO, but you did want to try using the disc itself with the amulet. Yeah, that makes sense, Conker. That makes sense to me. Did that on purpose. Later, when Team Aqua is searching for the seafloor cavern, they strike a deal with the incarcerated Maxi. Help us stop Team Aqua, and the senses of you and your entire organization will be lightened. That's an interesting thought, yeah. I could see that being a cool little twist. Actually, Plusle, I think I want to get you the hell out of here because there's a Marsh Top, and I would rather have Flygon do that, so... As for the rest, I don't know, Sludge Bomb the Machoke, I guess. Yeah, it gives you a reason to use the old RSC designs from Maxi and Archie and the RS redesigns. Okay, gotcha. Interesting. You buy Persona 4 on Steam for like 40 euros. No clue how many dollars it was a steal, you'd say. It is a pretty good deal for 40 euros, so that would be like... What would that be like? I don't know what the exchange rate is at this point, but I think it's like $60 US on Steam. If I looked over there right now, that's probably what it would come up as, so... I don't know, it's a pretty good deal, though. Because you get it's basically the enhanced version of Persona 4. Like, you get it in 60 FPS with slightly higher fidelity graphics. They didn't really change anything about the gameplay. It is the Golden version, if I recall correctly, of it, so you get all the new gameplay from Golden on the PS Vita. So, yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Persona 4 is one of those games that I enjoy quite a bit, too, so I might be a little biased. So, see, I thought a lot about this maddening story. According to Google, that'd be around $46 US. So yeah, that's not too bad, Lifeblood. I will stream Persona at some point, yes. So we already streamed Persona 5. That was back in 2018, I want to say. There's the Shadow Ursaring. I also already streamed Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Sagas 1 and 2 more recently, just earlier this year. And I will be, at some point, streaming both Persona 4 Golden and also Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. I don't know when I'm going to be streaming the both of those yet, but I will be doing it at some point, so... Actually, I'm just going to Dragon Breath this Ursaring. If it didn't KO a Smeargle, it probably won't KO an Ursaring, and I can just do this to Shiftry, so... Or I can get Fake Outed, that's fine too. Play Royal. We're going to summon Piece of Yoshi from the ether. And Archie is the CEO of a fishing company as a front as a way to fund Team Aqua's plans. I mean, that makes sense. It seems plausible to what Archie would be doing, you know? So... Still a steal. I would pay quadruple. For P4, yeah, I mean, I would... To be fair, I probably actually did pay quadruple because I paid for a PS Vita way back in the day just to play Golden, and I do not regret my purchase, so... I didn't actually buy a Vita, though. I bought a PS TV, which was much more reasonable of a price at the time. Buying a Vita at the time would have run me, like, $250 with Persona 4 Golden if I bought both of them, whereas buying a PS TV was, like, $80. And then I think Golden at the time was, like, 20, so it ended up running me, like, $100 total, and that was it. Alright, well, we got the Ursaring as well. This Shiftry is going to be fainted right now. What we're going to do now is we're going to leave the hideout through the shortcut in the wall right here. We're going to go heal in Feinac, and then we're going to come back, because there's just the Cypher Peon that we fight after the PC there, and then one more new trainer that we can fight in this area. So we'll go do that. You have Royal. Good. Good. I've heard it's a good game. I haven't played it yet myself. I've played Vanilla P5. I haven't played Royal yet myself, but I've been told several times at this point to play it. So, well, I mean, you guys trained me well, so I guess I have Gonzap to thank for that. Speaking of which, we should go pay the big guy a visit, and we will in a moment once I go heal first. So, you literally spent a month doing nothing but making the plot work. You wanted the story to at least be coherent. My point proven? Yeah, exactly. Yep, fair enough. That pretty much does prove your point exactly, in terms of not regretting paying for that amount for it, you know. You almost borrowed P4G and a Vita from a friend, but then the Steam version was announced. Okay, well, I mean, that makes it a little easier, because then you can just... I guess you'd have to pay for it then, rather than just borrowing it, but... Now you can own it for yourself, you know? So that's not too bad. Alright, so let's heal up. And then there's, like I said, there's one more trainer in the Snag'em hideout to fight, besides the refights with the Cypher Peons. And you can probably guess who it is, but we'll go do that in a minute. We were both like, well, I guess I'll or you'll get the PC version. Yeah, basically, yep. Because then you don't got to worry about it. Hey, Mono, have you played Royal? You should play it. It's a great game. How many times have I been told that now? More times than I can probably count on my fingers. Definitely more times than I can count on my fingers. Maybe on my fingers and toes I could count all of them, but we're getting to the point where it's going to be not that pretty soon. So, oh boy. I will play it one of these days, but just not yet. I don't know. I get this weird thing when I've played a game for the stream where even if it's a different version of the game, I don't want to play it for like a while after that. I get the same way when I was doing stuff for YouTube too, so... I'm sure I'll go back and do it one of these days. I don't know if I'll do it for the stream, but I'm sure I'll go back and do it on my own time one of these days, but it's tough, you know. You have to buy a Vita and hope it effing works. You wanted that download you paid for. Oh, for Muramasa Rebirth, yeah. And I don't think... Is that available on any other console, or is it a Vita exclusive? I would imagine it's a Vita exclusive. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fight the Cypher Peon that's right here before I do anything else, because that way I can get rid of them. Arton might be the last one, actually, though, that comes through here. I think once you've beaten all 6 of them, if you've snagged their Shadow Pokemon, they stop showing up here, so... Maybe. I'm not 100% sure about that, but maybe. Too bad they cost more than they should since production stopped ages ago. Oh, it is a Vita exclusive. You can PS3 download on PSN. It's for Vita, not for the PS3. Damn it, Sony. Oh, Jesus. That's not good. I mean, I've heard good things about Muramasa Rebirth as well, so... To be fair, I think you're the one that told me most of those good things, so... Yeah. I'll just Sludge Bomb the Glalie. It's fine. Sony wants money. Would Sony get any money out of the Vita production? Like, aren't they mostly selling secondhand at this point? So, I mean, I guess they'd still get some money out of you buying Muramasa Rebirth, but... Oh, excuse me. Lord. I should have just surfed. I was thinking about surfing, but I did not, because it would have hit the Pilus line for quite a good amount of damage. Muramasa the Demon Blade for Nintendo Wii was cool, yeah. Then Rebirth came out and had DLC side stories attached. See, it seems weird to have it be like on the first one be on the Wii, and then them have the second one be on a Vita. It's like, not only are you on a different console, you're on a different company's console. Like, what? Why? So, I don't know. Alright, let's Helping Hand to surf, shall we? That should do pretty good for us. But it's still Muramasa, yeah, gotcha. Don't know if that counts as spoiler, but the Strength Arcana gets absolutely broken. Actually, Cole told me, because Cole has played Persona 5 Royal, my brother Cole, and he's played it all the way through. He played that instead of vanilla P5. And he said that the vast majority of the Arcanas in the game get incredibly broken by the end game. Like, he had a starter that had, like, the 3 auto abilities on it, and it also was able to, like, resist basically all elements. Like, he couldn't be hit as long as he had the thing on it. He was immune to, repelled, or absorbed every single thing except for Almighty. So, excuse me. It was produced by Vanillaware, pretty freelance. Zero defense, yep, that's Plusle, absolutely. But yeah, I wouldn't consider that a spoiler, Lifeblood, to be honest. I mean, it's mechanical, you know what I mean? So usually mechanical stuff I don't consider to be a spoiler. So don't worry about that part. Alright, so 1349 to the next level for Quillfish. But I want Heracross and Skarmory to take over for this next battle, so... Oops. We'll do that, and then we'll let them take over. I'm going to save before it as well, because this next battle's a little bit more tricky than the other ones in here. It's not just like little 50-somethings. It's got a little bit more of an active, active thing going on. But that's okay. Alright. So let's go see what else they got going on here. Probably nothing along the way to the... Because as you may have noticed, we didn't go to the right here like we did the first time we came here. But if we do go to the right this time, and we go all the way down and around, well, someone else is waiting for us in Gonzap's old office. Wasn't there before. Excuse me, I don't need to battle you again. Heard Royal is better than P5, but you were kind of underwhelmed by the base game, so you don't want to buy an enhanced version of a game you're lukewarm about. I get that, yeah. My personal impression, I don't know very much about Royal, but my personal impression is that, like, P5... This is going to sound weird, but P5 is like the events as they happened in real life, whereas P5 Royal is more like the events of the game happening if the Marvel Cinematic Universe retold the events. Like, not the actual events that happened, but the events that would have happened if the Phantom Thieves got a movie deal. Does that make any sense at all? I don't know if it makes any sense at all, but that was the impression that I'm getting about it. So... I don't want to spoil anything because we haven't played it, but, you know. Good, remember the thing where you get the fuse higher than your Persona on level 10? That is now on level fucking 5. Oh, good lord, yeah, that could make things a little bit more, a little bit easier to break, yeah, for sure. Makes perfect sense, okay, good, because I wasn't sure if that metaphor would make any sense at all. It sounded okay in my head, but I wasn't sure if it would make any sense at all. Oh. Hey, old boss, what the hell are you doing here? You just back for nostalgia's sake? Well, I heard you guys were fixing the big snag machine, but probably should have known better, but, you know, just in case. Yeah, I didn't say, you're not going to lose on your home turf, huh? Well, I beg to differ, because I have your old Shadow Pokemon, and it's ready for payback. So now we can fight Gonzap. Again! If you didn't snag his Shadow Skarmory, this is your last chance to do it, so make sure you do it. Wandering Minstrel. Movie deals. Do you mean Persona Q2? I've never played Q2 either. I know that one has a big, like, movie thing going on in the background as well. I'm not 100% sure exactly how it works, but I know that one takes place, like, I think it takes place at a movie theater or something, and that's how that all works. But no, I meant, like, in terms of the way that they handle the storytelling in Royal, it feels more like a cinematic embellishment. I don't know what a better way to say that is because that sounds bad, but it feels more like a cinematic embellishment, whereas P5 is more like the raw, non-fiction retelling of what happened. Again, I don't know how to properly explain it. I would have to play Royal all the way through to see if my thought process actually made any sense, so I'll do it one of these days. You love his intro in XD. This dude is ready to throw hands. Oh, absolutely. He's duking himself. He's duking it out for you, basically, right there in the lobby when you fight him in XD. So it's fun. I think Brick Break will one-hit KO. Crawdon's not that defensive, right? It is that defensive. Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm probably going to get Aerial Aced now, so that's fun. He has no special attacks on his entire team, by the way. So if you have Espeon out, use Reflect. If you don't have Espeon out, let Heracross faint so Espeon can come out. Of course, you know what's going to happen now, right? Is I'm going to switch Espeon out, and Granbull's going to use, like, Shadow Ball or some shit. I'm going to switch Quillfish out, actually, instead, just for the hell of it. Said this before on other streams here. Story-wise, Royal is mostly the same up until the ending of the base game. Mechanics-wise, there are new things to work with and do. Scrubblocks still won't like it that much. That kind of sucks. Post-game ending is interesting, you think? What else just died? Oh, Quillfish just... What did he even use? I was not paying attention. Alright, Espeon, get out here. We need to reflect, and we need it now. Hyper Beam. That's probably what he used. Hyper Beam. Because he has a whole bunch of Hyper Beam on this team, so... Yeah, Granbull Hyper Beam. That's what I thought. Okay. Oh, hang on, I gotta have Espeon do that. So, Skarmory, I hope you can KO this Crawdont. Yeah, I'll just do that. I could put up a Reflect, but... Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, that was the joke. Okay, see, I didn't get the joke, Lifeblood. That's my bad. So. The third semester, you mean, yeah. You've heard stories about the third semester. Yeah, when Granbull decides to use a Hyper Beam, no chance. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Shadow Ball is physical in Gen 3, so I didn't want Granbull Shadow Balling Espeon, because that would not have worked out. So. Well, we know this isn't going to KO now. Or it could almost KO. That works too. Alright, so I could Steel Wing the Armaldo, because that's super effective, but, well, I gotta get Crawdon off the field first, so let's, actually, let's have Espeon put up a Reflect now. And then we'll go from there. I gotta get Heracross revived, though, because I want to get Heracross to 60 if I can. Alright, so there's that. Yeah, Gonzap's team it's somewhat challenging, just because of the complete onslaught of physical attacks that you have to deal with, and they're all higher level than we are, so be a little careful. We'll be fine, but gotta be a little careful. He also has boosting moves, as you can see here. So he'll use Swords Dance, he'll use Bulk Up, he'll use a whole bunch of different stuff to try to make your job harder. I'm at -1 on Skarmory, aren't I? Well, let's do this. Let's do that. And basically, by the end of the fight, what ends up usually happening for me is I end up basically just double-teaming his Pokemon with mine because of the Intimidates. And that's usually enough to KO any Pokemon that sets up, because they'll usually waste a turn setting up, and then they're slow enough to where you can KO them on the next turn without having to worry too much about them, so... Alright, Skarmory's 60, that's good. Espeon's fast on the road to 61. This is what he replaces his Skarmory with, by the way, so if he still had Shadow Skarmory, he would not have this Gyarados, so... Just in case you were wondering. It does have Dragon Dance, though, so don't mess around with it. It will not stop to KO you after it Dragon Dances. It is not to be trifled with. I need to get this Machamp off the field, though, so I'm gonna do... Well... You know what? Espeon can probably KO it. It's fine. I gotta get Plusle in here, because Plusle will help with the Gyarados as long as it doesn't like Earthquake or something. Rock, in this case, is weak against Steel, yeah. Yeah, the Bug type was not weak against Steel. Otherwise, I probably would have not even needed... Well, I probably still would have needed the Psychic to KO, but, you know. You need to turn off your AC. It's freezing in here now. I hate when that happens. It's like it's too hot when the AC's off, and then it's too cool when the AC's on. Yeah, at least it doesn't have Moxie in this gen. That's true, because if it did, I'd probably get swept right now. I'm pretty sure Plusle's faster, though, even after a +1 from Gyarados in terms of it Dragon Dancing. So I'm going to go all out on that assumption. All in, rather, on that assumption, and Helping Hand to Thunderbolt. Not that I needed the Helping Hand to KO it, but, well, it'll be like 2.5 dead Gyaradoses now. And yeah, as you can see, Plusle is faster. Even with the level disadvantage and the +1, Plusle is faster. That will come in handy in more than one situation in the postgame, Plusle being faster than most everything else, so just keep that in mind. Well, we got a good chunk of money out of that. I'm probably pushing 60 grand now. Not that I have anything to spend it on, but you know. What, you don't want to know my reason? Fine, fair enough. What is the reason? I don't know, I just felt like doing it. Yeah, alright, Gonzap, whatever. See ya, boss! And we'll never see him again. Nope. Never. What do you mean you don't believe me? You love the story behind Gyarados, to be honest. That's why you like Magikarp. That it's just this kind of ultra-destructive force, you mean? Or, like... Oh, by the way, we got the down disc, finally. So now we can actually go somewhere else with the UFO. Where will it take us when we go down? Well, we're going to go find out. But after we go find out, I'm probably going to go straight to... I'm going to probably go straight to Mount Battle before we do anything with the down disc. But I'll go take a look. Because why not? Still love Gyarados' animations when you see the Magikarp. The koi that turned in... Oh, yeah, that's an actual folklore story, yeah. I forgot. I shouldn't have forgotten because of Nishiki from Yakuza. You'd think I would remember that one. He has the koi on his back, and then it's like a parallel with Kiryu where Nishiki's always in Kiryu's shadow, and then, you know, Kiryu turns into the Dragon of Dojima. But, yeah, I remember that story, though. Again, the details are fuzzy for me as well, but I remember that story being a thing. Alright, so you go up here. You go over here. And then you go over here, because I have 2 Pokemon at level 59 that need to get to... Oh, Heracross isn't going to get to 60, even if I fight a Cypher trainer here, but whatever. He might be the last one, actually, because this is the guy we caught the Shadow Heracross from, so... Hey, I managed to get them all in. Fair enough. But yeah, it's cool when Pokemon does that, where it uses a, like a folklore story to tell you something interesting about the Pokemon itself, so... Who would have thought the Pokemon lore would be interesting? Probably a lot of people. I know that question wasn't serious, but probably a lot of people. Okay, so we have a Dustox and a Fortress. Actually, Quillfish will be better to keep out here, which kind of sucks because Heracross still needs EXP to get to the next thing, but that's fine. Although Quillfish staying out won't really help me when I'm, you know, using Earthquake. So, how about I Surf and then I switch to Flygon. And then when I'm going to use Earthquake, which is not yet, if I use Earthquake, I should say, I'll switch Quillfish back out. So. Actually, you know, before we go and check out what the down disc does there, I think we'll just go straight to Mount Battle, because I was planning on going to Mount Battle anyway. And, well, you get a new little story bit for going and doing down disc, but it's like the second to last thing you want to do in the game, and the last thing you want to do in the game takes like 15 minutes, so we won't bother with that just yet. We'll go do that on the next stream. Wow, dude, way to hit your Dustox. What the hell, man? That's not cool. Okay, so let's get rid of the Dustox, and let's get rid of the Fortress. And then we'll see what his third is that he's replacing his Heracross with. Because I don't remember that. I probably looked it up at some point, but... Who says that just because I look it up I remember what it is, you know? Not me. Masquerain. Okay, that's fair. I can handle a Masquerain. By the way, once we get to level 60, we're actually at the maximum level that Mount Battle's trainers will have. The highest their levels go is level 60, so we'll probably be a little over-leveled by the time we're done with Mount Battle in terms of Mount Battle itself. We won't be over-leveled for the rest of the post-game story, though. We'll be under-leveled for the rest of the post-game story. But that's okay. It's not a huge deal. Quillfish is level 60. Perfect. And Flygon's pushing his way up. So. Well, what did you expect was going to happen? I was going to get weaker? What the hell? Okay, so now we can go like this. And you two can hang out in front for a little bit. Come on, Nora, let's get the hell out of here. I've seen enough of this place to last a lifetime at this point. Also, the big snag machine is still broken, so we don't got to worry about that at all. So to Mount Battle, we'll go there first. And then we'll go back to the Under and see what we can do with that down disc. I haven't gotten any emails yet. That's almost scary. Well, probably because I already got that email from Nat telling me there's a Shadow Shuckle out there somewhere. In the down disc. What? I had something caught in my throat. Don't worry about that. A fan game where you stay with Team Snag'em would be pretty cool. I think it would be interesting if there was any Pokemon game where you work for a criminal organization. I don't think that Game Freak would ever do it because they don't like the idea of, you know, you working for a criminal organization. They don't want to teach kids about that. But I do think it would be an interesting concept to play with, especially, as you said, in like a fan game or something where it's not Game Freak making it, you know? So. Down disc content is the last of this game's content, and you couldn't do it as a kid. Oh boy. Well, we'll get to see it today, or not. Well, actually, we won't see it today. We'll probably see it in the next stream, right before the end. Hey, Ghost Tan, how you doing? Welcome back. Kinda wild, current Pokemon presentation is worse than a GameCube era Pokemon. You know, to be honest, in some ways, yeah. I feel like the animations in this game are more kinetic. I was gonna say animated, but yeah, kinetic sounds better than some of the stuff that they've had in Gen 6 and beyond. I understand that the sprites for Gen 6 and beyond were made for the 3DS, which is not as powerful of a console as the GameCube, at least as far as I'm aware. But, I don't know, I don't feel like that's an excuse, you know? So we are about to go finish up Mount Battle there, Ghost Hand. We got up to Area 9 the last time we were here. And we're in the post-game, so we've caught most of the Shadow Pokemon at this point. There's only 2 left, but we're going to finish Mount Battle before we go finish out the Shadow Pokemon capture spree. Nora, I will be back. Bruh, X and Y came out a decade later. Really? Yeah, I know. You'd think at that point they would have had a little bit more finesse with their sprites, but apparently not. They reduced the animation times and ripped the same sprites you'd see in this game. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And somehow the 3DS still lagged in double battles. It lags sometimes, very small amounts in this game, but I'm talking very infrequently, and it's barely noticeable, so. Okay, let's see what Area 9 has to offer to us. We're going to start getting to the levels between 55 and 60 here, and then Area 10, instead of going from 61 to 65, they pretty much exclusively keep their Pokemon at 60 in Area 10, so. Also, we get to hear Semi-Final Battle again. Awesome! Oh, I like that. And actually, this combo works pretty okay for the opponent's team, because I have Ye Old Flamethrower and Ye Old Mega Horn. Hold it on a second. Let me see if I hit this Mega Horn. Hold on. Use it as the thumbnail. Wait for it. Go! Okay, we have the thumbnail. Because Heracross didn't get a thumbnail yet, so I says, nope, let's give her the thumbnail one of these times, so. And that'll do. Games were better in the past because without great graphics, they had to do something better. I agree wholeheartedly with that, Lifeblood, because they couldn't fall back on the graphics carrying the game, you know what I mean? So they had to work with what they had. And sometimes they did some pretty cool stuff that you don't see as much experimentation anymore in a lot of cases because they have other things that they can fall back on instead, so. I hope this KOs this Ninjask. I don't feel like dealing with double team bullshit. Okay, thank you. I know it's frail, but sometimes I don't trust Flygon special attack when it has a minus nature. So, Sun and Moon unironically have better aesthetics than Sword and Shield. Oh boy. I don't know. I would say I was equally meh about both Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, but by that point I was pretty well done with Pokemon anyway, until Let's Go came out and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then after that, Sword and Shield came out and I was like, oh, this is no longer cool. What the hell? When the third Colosseum game should come out, fans will go apeshit. Oh boy. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but if it ever did happen, you're damn right they'll go apeshit. Holy hell. Alright, so that's fine. Endured the hit. I'm probably faster than this Dodrio, but I'm not going to take a chance and try it. I'm just going to switch into Skarmory. Skarmory could use a little extra experience, so... Yeah, you don't see as much storytelling via gameplay and mechanics now. Yeah, they end up telling a lot of the storytelling rather than showing it, because they don't have to show it, because they don't have to, you know, manipulate the gameplay and mechanics to do the storytelling for them as much as they had to in the past. So it's sort of it makes things a little bit less effective in terms of storytelling, at least in my opinion. So you've recently rediscovered Sturm from Advanced Wars. He's literally a force of nature when you fight him. Then you look at his game info and the players have nothing on him, so it's all just question marks. Story via gameplay. Yeah, look at FE4. Yes, exactly. That's one that comes to mind for sure. Again, I haven't played FE4, but I've heard lots of good things about its story via gameplay stuff, because it's a trip. I mean, it's like 2 generations of soldiers fighting a war, and the atrocities that they commit and are committed to across 2 generations of people, and that's cool storytelling. Like, it's very dark but interesting storytelling, you know what I mean? So same with Half-Life 3, like, holy shit, the internet will explode. Oh my god, Half-Life 3. The internet would explode. If Half-Life 3 came out, the internet would be like, the servers on every website would be down the entire day because Half-Life 3 came out. There'd be that much buzz. Alright, now sir, I have a question for you. You're telling me the secret behind attracting girls. Why were you not on Platform 69? Seems like the perfect opportunity, but no. Alright, whatever, fair enough. They could tell you this long-winded story about the holy weapons, how they were devastating, or you could use them yourself and find out. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy. Okay, so we have a Breloom. I don't think this Flamethrower will KO, but I know this Brick Break will KO the Sharpedo. So, have I seen Forsetti? I think I've used Forsetti in Awakening. I think it was a weapon in Awakening. I forget. But if I haven't, the name seems familiar, so I've seen it from somewhere, but I don't know where. This game is too old for that joke. Yeah, fair enough. It's basically a brave weapon, it's magic instead of physical, and it has high AF crit. Oh my god, that sounds busted. Good lord. Let's see. How about we Brick Break the camera up, just in case it lives this earthquake? I don't think it will, but just in case. That Breloom did not deserve that crit. But then again, that's just my Breloom bias talking, because Breloom is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, so... I think it boosts speed, so you will... Oh my god, so it just guarantees, like, ×4 hits. Yeah, that's busted as hell. Oh, by the way, at one point, I don't remember when I did this, but at one point I tested Heracross's IVs in the IV calculator that I've been using for the whole thing. Turns out it has, like, a 0 attack stat. A 0 attack IV. So even though it's absurdly strong, its attack is like the lowest of any Heracross.
That's not good.
No, it's not good, but still.
It still hits like a truck.
It's hitting like a train despite having 0 attack IVs. It's just it could be hitting like a freight train, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. Oh, Flygon's attack is starting to take over. Nice. Yeah, 0 in attack. I know, Lamau. Exactly. And I'm still hitting for an incredible amount of damage despite that. It's those attack EVs I got from KL way back in the day. Oh boy. I mean, that's probably true, man. Alright, so you guys, Flygon is 61, Heracross is 60. Let's get Espeon and Skarmory in here. And we'll just switch like we were doing the last time we were here, where we get to, like, some of them to 61, and then some more to 61, and then some more. Plus it'll end up being like 66 by the time we're done here, but you know. That's just Plusle.
You finishing Mount Battle?
Yeah, I'm finishing Mount Battle, yeah. So.
Yeah. That's how you figured.
Would you like to read about how mighty Forseti was, or would you rather evaporate an enemy with it? Yeah, fair enough. It was good. Great game with great story, good graphics, and good gameplay. Kid Icarus Uprising. I will preach this game until the day I die. Cole loved Kid Icarus Uprising. I've never gotten to play it myself, but Cole definitely was a big fan of it, so. Ooh, I'm magnet pulled right now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Because Magneton has... Okay, well, that's going to be a problem for Skarmory.
Magneton's a real...
This battle is going to... Well, actually, Skarmory's probably just dead right now, let's be clear. How about I lay a spike before I die? Baynette's probably fainted from this. Oh, definitely with a crit. So I don't have to worry about the reflect. I probably could have put up a light screen, but then I would have gotten Shadow Balled and, you know. So. Yeah. Someone will die this turn, so, you know. That can't be spiked. There is a particular reason why I have spikes, by the way. I'm not just using it for a meme right now. I will use it for something very specific if the AI gives me the opportunity to do so later. But I don't know if the AI is going to give me the opportunity to do so later, so we'll see. I'm going to leave Mantine alive? Yeah, because I'm going to switch Plusle in for Skarmory after this, so. Just see if I can get rid of Magneton.
Crit. Yep.
Oh, and Kid Icarus Uprising has great multiplayer? Okay, gotcha. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, I got rid of it. Okay, it critted.
Crit.
It critted. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, Meg ghost now. Meg is a ghost now. It ain't living, that's for sure. Hey, there's the spike damage. Nice, so we can see it now. But yeah, there is a very specific reason why I have spikes. It's there for one situation and one situation only, but it will come in handy if we get the chance to use it, so. The only problem that we could run into is the fact that when the AI sends Pokemon out in this game, they send them out randomly. So if they send out the Pokemon that I actually want to use spikes for in the battle that I'm talking about, which we'll get to on the next stream, that will be rip me, I guess. But whatever, it's fine. I mean, I could fix that by teaching Skarmory Roar. We have the Roar TM. Maybe I'll do that. I haven't been using Mimic all that much. Like, as a contingency plan. I don't know. We'll see.
It's not a bad thought.
Yeah, it's fair. Like I said, I haven't been using Mimic all that much, so.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Bubble Beam. That's one of Mantine's best natural water moves. Why does Mantine suck? It doesn't have that good of special attack, unfortunately. If it had a little less special defense and a little more special attack, I think it'd be a great Pokemon, but it just doesn't have the special attack for it.
I don't think I've ever used Mantine before.
I was thinking about using it in this game, but then I said, no, I'll probably have too much of an electric weakness with not enough resistances. So, yeah. You once used the Whiscash in a run, and it's nice bulk and nice attack. Yeah, Whiscash is pretty good. I like Whiscash. It's got nice balanced stats, so that usually helps quite a bit with its viability. Especially on, like, just casual playthroughs where you're not trying to do, like, you know, super competitive stuff. Mantine has stats that make you think it'd be a jack of many trades, but it's just awful. Yeah, I don't know. See, the thing about it, though, is that in this generation, and in Colosseum and XD specifically, Bubble Beam is actually a pretty solid attack for it, because Surf gets its power cut in half, which means that Surf is only, like, 47.5 base power, I think. And Bubble Beam has base 65 power. So if you need a little bit of a stronger water-type attack for double battles, it's even better than Water Pulse, because in Water Pulse's case, it's only 60, even though it hits a single target. So, yeah, you get a decent amount of mileage out of Bubble Beam if you use it, but, well, you have to use a Pokemon that actually has Bubble Beam, unfortunately, first, so. It's a fucking manta ray, come on! Make it good, Game Freak, what the hell? Oh, that's an electrode. Oh, I don't like that! Yeah, it probably knows explosion. I should probably get Espeon reflected up so I don't explode. It probably knows, like, spark or something, though, too, so it'll probably use that instead of explosion, because I have a Skarmory on the field.
I've used Altaria before, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Altaria is pretty solid. It's pretty good for this game, too, actually. It's one of the better flying types in this game. Your flying type choices in this game are a little limited, but what you get, I mean, Altaria is a pretty good one. It's funny, though, because if you really think about the selection of Pokemon in Colosseum, a lot of the Pokemon that are like, yeah, that's actually pretty usable, where you think that when you first see them, are all the Hoenn Pokemon. Like, you get the Johto starters and Quagsire, and then there's a couple of other Johto ones that you get later in the game. I mean, Skarmory and Heracross say hi, but, like, in the early parts of the game, you get the Johto starters and Quagsire, and then the rest of the Johto Pokemon are just, like, not even remotely usable by the standards of the Hoenn Pokemon you get shortly thereafter.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. It's like, I mean, thanks for giving me the Johto Pokemon, guys, but, like, if you really want to be beating the game without too much trouble, you could just use all the Hoenn Pokemon. So, only good thing about Mantine is it's pre-evolution, because it's cute, and in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the surfing minigame. Oh yeah, that's true, I forgot about that. Yeah, there's Mantike. Mantike's cool. I like Mantike. It's a fun little pre-evo. Doesn't necessarily make Mantine stronger, but it does make the evolutionary line more interesting, I think, because, I mean, it has a... It's not just a manta ray. It doesn't hatch out of an egg and it's just gigantic, you know? Now there's an actual pre-evolution, so it grows into that. It doesn't just hatch out of an egg with a Remoraid attached to it at the hip, you know? When Gen 5 hits and you can just gamble on Scald Burns. Oh, Scald Burns. Oh, those are fun. We'll get to that eventually. You hate Scald, never gets burned, but your enemy always has a 1,000,000 bazillion% chance to burn. Yeah, for sure. It's usually how it works. When you need something to do a status ailment, it never works, but when the enemy uses it on you, it just happens all the time. Absolutely. Just remember, this was just a 5-game ploy to make Game Freak money so you can catch less than 400 Pokemon. Yeah, and you need all of them, if I remember right, in order to catch all 386, so... It kind of sucks that when you look at it in the lens of that, but... I don't know. In this particular case, it's not like in Let's Go, where the negatives for me outweigh the positives of all of the good, because one game later they threw away 80% of the good. In this case, Colosseum and XD are both very solid. Well, I would say XD is a very solid Pokemon game, where Colosseum builds the foundation for a very solid Pokemon game. So, at least you get good games in the process? Question mark? That would be my excuse anyway, if I had to come up with one to defend Gen 3. Mantike is cute, yeah. You're about 20 off from finishing the decks when you were a kid, then your cartridge got... Oh, that sucks. Cartridge got corrupted. Sucks that it happened so so late in the process, too. That's no good. Alright, so Skarmory is now 61 as well. After this Golduck, we'll swap them out. We'll let Plusle and Qwilfish do some Rain Dance shenanigans. I don't have Thunder to fall back on anymore. Well, I do have a spare TM of Thunder, but I want Protect because it'll be useful in some cases. Probably be useful here on Mount Battle, because there are some cases where they like using Earthquake in the later parts, so... Hey, who cares about your Pokedex? What about the Pokemon? Yeah, I know, that's true, too. You got all these cool Pokemon that you caught with your bare hands, you know? With your own two... Not with your bare hands, but with your own 2 hands, you caught 360-something Pokemon, and it's like, my friends are all gone! What the hell? Yeah, I get that. I get that feeling. Alright, you two are up next. We got 15 more spots to go. This will probably take the rest of the stream, actually, because if I save the content from the down disc and the last thing in the story that you do for the next stream, we'll probably get like an hour and a half out of that, so... Yeah, this Mount Battle might be the last thing we do today. So, and you also lost hundreds of hours. That's also true too. That was just—it's just a bad situation all the way around. Ooh, this is a good use of my team. Hustle, Quillfish, you guys came in at a good time because I got 2 Pokemon that you can definitely one-hit KO. By the way, you want a Pokemon game, quote-unquote, where you have only Ultra Beasts, where Game Freak can go wild with designs for areas and creatures, and the Ultra Beasts are like some OG Pokemon line, like old Pikachu or Evolution stuff. That would be pretty cool, yeah. It'd be like you're exploring like a different dimension where all the Pokemon are just completely alien-looking. That'd be pretty cool. How do you think I felt when I lost my first Typhlosion and I raised to level 100? Yeah, it's not a good feeling. I feel like a lot of us have been there, where we've lost, like... We've lost Pokemon that we've put a lot of work into, we've had a lot of hours into it. That's like when my, the only Pokemon I've ever raised to level 100 in any of the games across 20 years of playing Pokemon, probably, was, the Feraligatr that I had on Crystal that I raised to level 100, because I was soloing the game with it. And, I'm pretty sure my Crystal cartridge corrupted when I was in high school, I think. So it didn't work anymore, and Feraligatr was still level 100 on it. Now, I hadn't played the game in, like, several years at that point, but still, it was, you know, it was there if I ever wanted to go back and see it, you know? And then, well, there it goes. That wasn't a very smart move on your part, now was it? Alright, fair enough. I could see that coming from a mile away, though, so that's why I did that. And now I'm protecting, so I don't care if you Earthquake again. You won't even get the chance. Sounds like something cool, so Game Freak won't do it. Oh, one can dream, right? How dare you say something so true? Oh boy. It was your first one from the first... Oh man, yeah, that's like losing an old friend then. Yeah, that sucks, Conker. Sorry to hear that. But yeah, like I said, I feel like we've all been there in some capacity. So... I would rather not have a conversation with a little girl about how hot we were. Thank you very much. That just sounds disgusting. Okay, let's move along. We'll let her do whatever she's doing over there. That's fine. Sometimes I pay attention to what these people are saying, and most of the time it mortifies me. So... Let's see, how do we do against these ones? So Quillfish won't do so hot here because of the Xatu. I guess I could Ice Beam it, but it probably won't KO. And Xatu will probably KO me back, but... I could just T-Bolt the Xatu to get it out of here, and then... how about I set up a Rain Dance, actually? That'll be fine. Because then I can do some surfing. So... I'm not really too worried about the Skarmory. I mean, what can it do? Drill Peck, Steel Wing, whatever. All of the above are fine. Spikes, I mean, if it spikes, I don't care. I'm not gonna switch out, so. First starter you ever got, yours was the plant star. Okay, so Meganium was yours from the second gen, yeah. Like I said, they're like old friends, so if you ever lose them from corrupted cartridges or anything, it sucks. Times were different in the early 2000s. Yeah, I know. That is so true. Absolutely. Sludge Bomb a go-go. If for whatever reason that little girl said the FBI would have been at your door, oh, I know for sure. I've been hearing somebody banging on the front door. FBI, open up! Yeah, so Conker's was the fire starter from the second gen. Lifeblood's was the grass starter from the second gen. And then I had the water starter. We had the trifecta. Cool. Alright, so we can take care of that Rhydon, no problem. Shift Tree's gone. Wouldn't have been funny if it lived on like 1 and set up a sunny day. It'd have been like, ah, I can probably still one-hit KO this Rhydon, but ah. Kid, you probably should have sent that Rhydon out earlier because it probably could have used Lightning Rod to help out the 2 Pokemon you have in your team that are weak to electricity. Oh well. That's true, the music in this area is banging. the whole time. And we'll be able to hear this music all the way up until the 99th platform, so... We get special music when we get to the 100th platform in this game, so... But all the way up until then, we get to hear semi-final battles, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I understood what you were trying to write. I kind of just filled in the blanks, and that was where my mind went, so thankfully it was correct. Just you and me, Conquer Sand, our first ever starter. Yeah, my first starter was back in Gen 1. What did I take as my first one? I think Squirtle was my first ever starter. So, I mean, we'd kind of still have a trifecta because you guys had the fire and the grass starters and then I had the water starter, but it was from Gen 1, so... A little different, but... Excuse me, same idea. Yeah, I think Squirtle was my first ever starter. Back when I played Blue the first time, so... You hate that fight in Zone 100? Never again. It's... something, that's for sure. You think you took Squirtle in Red, or did you start with Blue? You don't remember. Well, we were 2 peas in a pod then, because we both took Squirtle. I like the Squirtle line, but I haven't gotten to use it as much recently as I did previously. I guess I used it pretty often when I was a kid, though, so I kind of just decided to use other things afterwards. And honestly, all things considered, I ended up growing up and liking all of the Kanto starters after a while, so... Weezing could blow up, but I don't think it's going to. How about this? How about we do that and this? Because probably they're going to be targeting Plusle, because Quillfish resists poison moves. So if they hit Quillfish with a poison move, I don't care. I'll set up the rain, and then we'll go from there. Yep. Okay, Acid Armor is not going to help you. I'm gonna Helping Hand to Surf and see if it KOs either of these people. It might KO Weezing. I'm not so sure about Muck, but it might KO Weezing, so. Kind of like Mega Blastoise, or like Mega Launcher as an ability. I do like the idea of Mega Blastoise, and mechanically, yes, Mega Launcher is a great ability and has a lot of good moves to use it. I just don't like that after a certain point... Oh, it didn't KO either of them. Wow. After a certain point, Game Freak just forgot that Blastoise has cannons, because all of Blastoise's moves, like, come out of its mouth instead of out of its cannons. Like, that's where it shoots water from, guys. You made the game. What do you mean you don't remember? Oh, boy. Pretty sure you may have dyslexia, so you just kind of skipped over part of that sentence and knew it off as well, which sucks. Well, the dyslexia sucks, Conquer, but at least I knew what you meant, basically, you know what I mean? So... Don't worry about it. Yeah, Weezing, that was impressive, actually. I mean, it has more physical bulk than special bulk, but it's surviving that is still kind of impressive to me, because it was Helping Hand, Water, Mystic Water, and Rain boosted, and it still lived, so... It's cool. I'm okay with that, but still. Unfortunately, it does not Lifeblood. If it did... Well, actually... If you want to get technical, yes it does, because it increases the damage of the move by 50%, and the move's damage is cut in half by 50% in a double battle. So, technically speaking it does, but I think the way Helping Hand works is it factors in after damage calculation, whereas the cut in power is before damage calculation. So, technically speaking, yes, but really technically speaking, sort of. If that makes any sense at all. So. Well, that's a good thing to surf against. It does so assert dominance. Yeah, it does just to assert dominance, yeah. He said Helping Hand surf. I thought you aren't killing either. Yeah, I mean, that's true. As we found out shortly thereafter, I didn't kill either of them. So. I'm overestimating Quillfish's special attack power, unfortunately. I just wanted a Water-type Alakazam. Yeah, it's a pretty heavy rainstorm, especially when we're this far up above the clouds. Like, I wouldn't expect to see all that rain up here. It'd be really interesting and also really annoying if when you were up on these parts of Mount Battle, weather just didn't work. Because you're above where the clouds that make the weather patterns are. I mean, look below us. There's all the clouds that make the weather patterns. We're that high up. So, It'd be interesting if weather just stopped working. Like, I mean, sun would still work, so I guess it would only give rain then, wouldn't it? Okay, maybe this was a bad idea. Never mind. So. Yeah, Quillfish, I think, has a pretty decent attack IV. If I remember right, out of all of my team members, I think Quillfish has the highest amount of, like, the highest IVs out of anybody. Most of them are at the very least in the teens, and I think several of them are in the high 20s. Like, at least 2 of them are in the high 20s, so... It's pretty good. It's a pretty good Quillfish. So even though we're not using a very good water type, it's probably one of the better Quillfish you can get if you're not really looking to, like, soft reset and stuff. Also, how does Quillfish Rain dance? He do a spin. I don't know. Just do a bunch of spin, and the rain is like, oh, okay, cool. That'd be my guess. You didn't expect its attack to break 120, to be honest. I mean, that's, yeah, it's probably about right. Just a random-ass sandstorm over the clouds, yeah, like, what the fuck? Oh, boy. Yeah, it would hurt rain, hail, and sandstorm, it just wouldn't hurt sun. So basically, what I'm saying is every team above the clouds here would be a sun team because they'd be the only ones that could function effectively. So. I mean, I guess it would give me an excuse to use sun in this game. I basically never use Sunny Day in this game because Surf is so busted OP, but, you know. This researcher is gonna... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, he's gonna have a bunch of fossil Pokemon, isn't he? That's kind of cool, but... Then he busted out the Heracross, and, well... I mean, it's fine. Heracross is cool. I mean, I'm using one, so... But I was expecting, like, Kabutops and Omastar, so... All that stuff. Let's see... I've got an idea! I mean, Drought Groudon in Gen 3, yeah, or Groudon. How would that shift the competitive scene? If there was like a stadium up here, I mean like if you use the Mount Battle Stadium and it caused the weather to not work, that would definitely shift some competitive stuff in this game. So that's for sure. Yeah, it's why they buffed Drought and made a new ability. Yeah, exactly. Because Drought was not exactly super good by comparison to Drizzle. So. Okay, I've endured the hits. Now I just need to not die to my own Earthquake. I didn't think this through, did I?
No, you didn't.
Wait, hang on, I got this. Flamethrower reversal. Let's just do it that way. Because I'll still one-hit KO the Ninetales. And just in case I want to use reversal for the thumbnail, I'm going to do this real quick. So we can get a couple of good picks of Heracross. So. Aww. Oh well. I'll still get this, so. The reason why I said, oh, I might get the thumbnail from that. Wait till you see the name of the episode and you'll understand why. So. Oh no, he's using my own technique against me! Oh, that's funny. Drought is not good. Hail did not even get to OU in Gen 5. Hail needs the buff, not Sun. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Hail never really was all that good, was it? So. Give a bunch of buffs. It evaporates water moves as Primal Groudon. That's kind of insane. Yeah, that's definitely impressive, as expected of a natural, you know, of a god of nature like that. It would have some sort of nature-defying powers. So, yeah, I don't know. The main weathers that I personally did anything with, although I think I didn't really use too much weather when I was playing Pokemon competitively until, like, weather was nerfed in Gen 6 to only have last 5 turns when a Pokemon sets it up. But I think the main weathers that I used were Sandstorm and Rain, so never really ended up using Sun all that much, and never ended up using Hail basically at all. Although from what I understand, Hail can be pretty good in some cases when you have like a Choice Scarf Abomasnow spamming Blizzard, and then something, like if you're in a double battle, you could have something else also spamming Blizzard, because that's a really strong move that has 100% accuracy, and so... Yeah, I don't know. It could be pretty good. It's just not as good as it could be, I guess. You literally can't use a 4 times effective water on the walking volcano. Yeah. Better have some ice. You can windstorm him, that's true, yeah. It's funny, though, because it evaporates water moves, but I don't think it evaporates ice moves, so those are still just perfectly effective. Seems like a weird choice, but, I mean, whatever, you know. This Tropius will not faint to a flamethrower, but Ludicolo will most likely faint to a Mega Horn. As long as I hit. Technically, we have 5 weathers now. Yeah, Shadow Sky is also a weather, although I don't think that's what Lifeblood was referring to, but yeah, that's also a weather, although that's exclusive to Gen 3, so. It's a Band-Aid that has the potential to be super broken as time goes on, that's true, yeah. The Aurora Veil thing, that is, yeah. It'd be nice if you didn't need Aurora Veil to, you know, to make it good. Ah, yeah, Delta Storm. Yeah, I forgot about that from Mega Rayquaza. Yeah. I only ever saw Mega Rayquaza, like, once, so I didn't really have a whole lot of experience with Delta Storm, so... And Veil might be broken if they aren't careful with Ice-type Pokemon design down the line. Yeah, it just depends on... Oh, that Tropius lived? Wow. Okay, that's fine. We'll just switch next turn. It's funny to me that Magical Leaf is actually one of the better Grass-type moves in Gen 3 when it comes to double battles. Actually, when it comes to most things, because, like, unless Sunny Day is up, you get the same power out of Magical Leaf in 2 turns as you get out of Solar Beam. Vileplume, that was a terrible mistake. Why would you do that to yourself? Probably because of Chlorophyll, but that's not going to help you when Flygon is faster. But, what was I saying? I forget. It doesn't matter, it's no big deal. Let's get rid of these 2 so we can keep going here. Oh, I was talking about Chlorophyll and how it's not really going to work for Vileplume. Might work for Tropius, though. Oh, no, Heracross is faster. Goodbye! Imagine a Snow Warning Abomasnow, slow enough to activate first, Icy Rock for held item, and then an Ice type with good defenses and above average offenses with a 6 to 7 turn Aurora Veil. Yeah, that could be problematic for other teams to break through. Does Brick Break work on Aurora Veil? I don't think it does, now that I think about it. So, yeah, I could see that being problematic. Yeah, let's go for another Mega Horn, why not? Yeah, it's not a screen, okay, gotcha. It's a veil. It's different. Who designed Tropius? Like, yes, banana. Was that guy hungry? I think it's based on a specific type of dinosaur, if I remember right, and they were known to be, like, tropical leaf eaters, if I remember right. I would have to go back and look at where its origins came from. I mean, he probably could have been hungry, too, so 5 special defense. That was from Bellossom, good lord. But yeah, I mean, I guess he could have been hungry. Maybe they brought in, like, one of those pet chimpanzees that are, like, the really smart ones that do the shows and stuff. I remember when I was in karate classes, they had a chimpanzee, one of the people who owned the studio, actually. His brother had a chimpanzee that went in for, that did shows, basically, with it. And it would do all sorts of crazy stuff. So maybe they had a chimpanzee come in and be like, what do you want designed in this? And the chimpanzee was like, drawing stuff. And they're like, oh, he's drawing. What's he drawing? And it's just a bunch of bananas. Alright, Marie, take it easy. Go get yourself a nap. We'll be finishing up Mount Battle, and then, yeah, it's probably all we've got. So let's go get our Poke Coupons, not that we need them. We'll save, and then we'll confront the final area of Mount Battle, Area 10. And that'll probably do it for today, because by the time we're done with that, based on how long it took us to get to this point, we'll probably be at about 7 o'clock, which will be just good enough, I think. Heracross is still not 61, so I guess we'll leave Flygon and Heracross out for now, and then we'll swap Espeon back in. Gonna have to be careful, though, in the final battle, of this next area because it can be pretty tricky. I might have to use a few items on it, unlike most of the battles I do here. So, and it's not necessarily tricky because the guy has like a super absurd strategy. He uses pretty much one move exclusively, but that one move makes all the difference. So, alright. Possibly. I would have to look at the people in chat to see if Ghost Hand is still here with us. How do I do that on my phone? Can I do that on my phone? I can view stream stats, but I don't think I can view the actual people in chat, unfortunately. Alright, let's see what we got. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, Golem and Relicanth. Okay, that's fine. So this will take care of you, and this will take care of you, probably, and we'll be good to go. Yep, that takes care of Golem. See, like I said, Giga Drain, it's kind of bad that it has only 5 power points, but I'm really only using it when it's 4 times effective anyway, so the lack of power points usually isn't a huge deal. That's a Cacturn. Take care of that too. What is the fun part on these fun old men? I'm confused. That's a good question. And I don't know the answer. What I do know is that that Cacturn has Sand Veil, which is going to make this harder than it has to be. Let's see. So let's just do this to get rid of the Relicanth, and then we'll get rid of Cacturn, maybe. If I hit this Brick Break. I ain't banking on Mega Horn here, even though it's 4 times effective, because I know for a fact that that accuracy plus Sand Veil will make me miss. So, hell, I might still miss this Brick Break. So, let's not make things harder than they have to be, you know. 4 more special defense. Everybody's getting special defense here. That's good. Oh, more Sand Veil. Okay. Fun. I'll take care of that in a minute, though. And I know how. I'll show you. Alright, so we got a Sandstorm going, that's fine. Let's see, so Sand Slash, I don't know what Sand Slash will do. I could Giga Drain it, but I think I'm going to just try to Dragon Breath it. Maybe I'll get a Paralysis proc, that's fine. It's not really a big deal, it doesn't matter what Flygon does so much, because I just want to get Quillfish out here so I can surf it. I might even change the weather, honestly, so that that way it doesn't have Sand Veil, just to make this more free. So. I even hit my Dragon Breath, nice. Okay, Crush Claw. Ow. Well, that's not very nice. Most of the time, I don't like the fact that we don't have Swift Swim on Quillfish, but sometimes, just sometimes, Poison Point comes in handy. I'm actually going to use a Lemonade, because why not? Brick Break practically never has a use of its secondary effect, or at least you never see it. I don't think there's an animation for it in this game. There have been situations where we've broken a wall in this game. What it'll say is before it deals damage, it'll say the wall shattered, and then it'll deal the damage. So, but most of the time, the further along in the generations you get, the less likely you are to actually see Brick Break have its secondary effect proc. In this game, there are some Reflect and Light Screen users, but again, the further along you get, the less of them there are. So, yeah, unfortunately. Okay, well, without the Sand Veil, we'll just let Flygon do most of the work and finish this one up. Get Quillfish a little extra experience so that he can get a little closer to leveling up before Plusle gets to 66 on me. I can tell you the fun part about Tando's design and most of the fun old men in this game. I like their hair because it looks like he just has demon horns on his head. Like, that's so much more metal than I would expect an old man to have, you know? So, Okay, so you two are done for now. Let's get Espeon and Skarmory back in here. And then we'll get Plus on Quillfish back in here after that. Well, let's see what you got, lady. Let's see if you're rocking the same strategy as that other lady who said my challenge stops here and she had that Mean Look Perish song team. That was a lot of fun. Alright, so Golbat's probably just going to confuse Ray. Swalot, I have no idea what it's going to do, but I'll just deal with it. It's fine. So, I'll just get rid of Swalot first, and then I guess I'll just deal damage to the Golbat. Whatever. Demon Horns, sure, those are fun. It's fun. I guess it's just fun by comparison to the rest of the design, you know, because it's not something you'd expect. It's entertaining. I think I'm easily entertained. You don't like the confused sprite? Yeah, I get that, yeah. I don't like it just because of the PTSD it gives me. It's like, oh god, not again. Oh, but... yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just have a bad relationship with confusion because I don't really use it myself all that much, and when the NPCs use it, it's like, okay, it's a crapshoot, you know. This was a good battle to bring Espeon in on, though, because look at all these poison types. Ugh, excuse me. And Skarmory, actually, too, because Skarmory's immune to poison, so that's pretty cool. Once again, I don't know how steel types are immune to corrosive acid, but maybe they're just, like, plated in some way where corrosive acid is, like the steel maybe is treated where corrosive acid doesn't affect them. But that's a lot of Pokemon that would have treated metal in their body, you know? Wait, now you're confused. You wanted to write the Golbat sprite? Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, that's one of HAL Laboratories sprites, so... it stuck around for a while, too. Until Gen 6, that was Golbat's go-to 3D sprite. So, it was all the way from back in Gen 1. I don't know, it's unique, I guess, so it's, to me, it's interesting. But, I don't know if that makes it good. It gives Golbat a very distinctive feel, you know. Okay, a whole bunch of Psychic types in a battle after a whole bunch of Poison types. That checks out. How am I going to deal with Grumpig? I guess I'm going to send Flygon out, honestly. I don't think Espeon's going to do a whole lot here. So, like I said before, Flygon's versatility is just going to make it so that he just comes out in a lot of situations, which is why he's probably going to be a little bit of a higher level than some of our other Pokemon. So, yeah, it's a Magic Coat. You stand to the statement before because confuse is bad. Yeah, I would agree with that statement. I don't like the confusion status. It's almost always used to the detriment of the player, so... and often it's used in situations where it's used competitively in the, like, inside of the game. They'll have, like, teams that are supposed to be more meta, quote-unquote, that will be using confusion strategies, and it's like, okay. Alright, guys, fine. Whatever. Hey, KO'd Grumpig, nice. I love how I'm not even resorting to super effective attacks with Grumpig. I just Earthquake the shit out of it, and there it goes. So. Is a Gen 1 Pokemon an OU in the current meta? That's a good question. I have to look up the current meta, to be honest. If I had to guess... if a Pokemon was OU in the current meta, I would say probably... I would guess Dragonite would probably be OU, but it might not be at this point because Power Creep is a bitch. I mimicked Earthquake and I can't even use it now. What the hell, Lunatone? I wanted to see Skarmory generate a Tremor. Oh well. Anything anything else other than Dragonite? Mewtwo's definitely an Ubers. Mew might be an OU. Because Mew, I don't think Mew... Well, Mew was in Ubers for a while, but then it dropped down to OU after that, so... Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I couldn't tell you, to be honest. It just depends on how the state of the meta is now. And I couldn't tell you anything about the state of the meta after about the end of Gen 6, because that was pretty much where I finished out my jaunt with competitive Pokemon. Mew is an NU? Man, power creep is worse than I thought. Holy shit. But yeah, even if it's in RU still, that's a hell of a... That's like a couple of tiers it's dropped. Jesus. That's incredible. I didn't know power creep was that bad. Okay. Yeah, most of the trainers up here seem to be saying that. It's awesome that you came this far, but I'm going to defeat you. And we're still moving along, so... Alright, probably a sunny day team. Or it's just Cast Form and a bunch of Pokemon that can take advantage of specific weathers. Either way, I'm going to KO this Cast Form immediately. So. And then we can Drill Peck the Sunflora and probably KO that immediately too. So that is good. Espeon will be level 63 when Skarmory hits 62. That is also good. Okay, so it was a sunny day team. Alright, that's fine. Hell, if I'm not careful, she might still get the sunny day up, depending on whether or not I can KO both of her other Pokemon after this. I mean, Vileplume, yeah, I can KO that with Psychic. But can I KO her fourth with Drill Peck? Yes, yes I can. I don't even think that's a well, no, it probably isn't even a question, to be honest. I'm getting Stab off of it, it's super effective, I have a Sharp Beak, so we're probably fine. Okay, so I like that they made the fainting animation for Vileplume keep the twitch that happens at the end of it in there. I like seeing the twitch because it's just a cool little dumb animation thing at the end of it, but seeing it several times in a row, because we've had like two Vileplume I think that we fought recently, it's kind of... I'm not going to say it's getting annoying, because I don't think it's getting annoying, but it's just like, okay. Like, I know what's about to happen, come on now. Where's Arcanine? In tiers, I would say... It might be like RU or UU. Arcanine's pretty good, from what I remember. But I'm not 100% sure about that. It might even be an NU, depending on how bad power creep is. If she had an Arcanine, this lady, it would probably do pretty good under the sun, because... Think about it, Arcanine has Flash Fire as one of its abilities, so if you're going to use Fire-type moves, try to take advantage of the sun, just have Arcanine be in. And there you go. But the AI doesn't really switch too often in this game, so I don't think that would happen, unfortunately. Alright, Plusle and Quillfish, you're up. And despite the strategy that the final boss of Mount Battle is going to use, Plusle will still be useful in Area 100, even though the strategy that he's going to use is going to be a bit problematic for Plusle, but we'll see what we can do about that. So, oh, perfect. This is the best battle I could have switched them in for. Alright, cool. You know, to be honest, I don't think I'm going to KO Mantine even with a Thunderbolt. So I'm going to Sludge Bomb it instead. We'll just get rid of Seeking. And worst comes to worst, I'm about to just soften up the Mantine, so... This might even be a rain team, though, because, yeah, these guys have Swift Swim, so... This is a rain team. And probably, they're about to set it up. She's about to set it up. Oh, well, never mind. Not with the crit. So... I, unfortunately, will not be able to take advantage of any Swift Swimming, because Quillfish obviously is not a Swift Swimmer, so... Gorbis, out of the two, Gorbis is probably the bigger threat because it has the potential to have Psychic coverage. So I will get rid of that. So even if Huntail gets the rain up, it's not a big deal. Because I'll just maybe take one hit next turn and then KO it. So. Remember Beedrill being bad and Mega Beedrill being broken? Yeah, I remember that too, actually, now I think about it. Mega Beedrill was pretty damn good. It was a glass cannon, for sure, but it did some pretty good work. Once you removed, like, its checks and counters, it did pretty good work from what I played with it, so... Where did that Huntail just fly through on her sprite? You know what? Never mind, I don't want to know. Just ignore that. I don't want to know anymore. I'm going to get my abstinence cross now. Oh my god. You're welcome, I think. Anyway, let's keep going. Maybe they'll have a Sandstorm team up here somewhere. Alakazam currently... Based on what you said about where Mew is, I'm going to say Alakazam is probably in RU? Either RU or NU. So, but yeah, I don't know exactly, unfortunately. Wait, hold the fucking phone here. Misdreavus, elect... Oh no. Protect! It's a load-bearing boss! What do I do? Flygon. Let's send Flygon in. I see the explosion coming from a mile away. You cannot fool me, game. I don't know how well Flygon will live in explosion, but I didn't really... I guess I had Skarmory that I could switch in, but I didn't want to accidentally switch it in on like a Thunderbolt or something, you know. Ow. Yeah, that was an abort mission moment for me right there. I was like, nope. Oh boy. Yeah, you've triggered my trap car!
Isn't there an ability that doesn't allow... That doesn't...
Yeah, if I had the damp ability on my team, basically this battle would be neutered because they couldn't use Self-Destruct or Explosion. And that might actually come in handy when we get to Pokemon XD, because there is a particular Pokemon that I might use in XD. Also, this is a sunny day team. Okay, color me surprised. But yeah, we might actually be able to use a particular Pokemon with the damp ability in Pokemon XD. And that'll come in handy for one very particular battle near the end of the Mount Battle Challenge that we'll be doing in that one, if I get that far in the Mount Battle Challenge, so we'll see. Mount Battle in XD is a little bit different from this one because the end of Mount Battle, like the last 3 or 4 areas, the level jump is so high that you probably won't ever actually get your Pokemon to that level unless you grind for it, so yeah. Okay, Camerupt. That'll also die to an EQ. Which hidden power is this? Fire? Oh. It was... Okay, so it was probably fire. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Ninetales has the Flash Fire ability, so it was probably trying to power up Ninetales' fire moves there. So... I guess fair play, but it didn't count on Flygon being fast enough to knock it out, so... I guess at least Genius Sonority is thinking with portals. They just didn't think about the fact that some of those portals could lead them into a vat of acid. So... I think Mew's in the lower tiers because of lack of versatility, or was nerfed, not sure, but do not think it's that bad for Alakazam. Okay, gotcha. I don't know, though. Mew and lack of versatility, to me, it doesn't really seem right, because Mew, maybe it's just too far gone from some of the earlier generations, but in earlier generations, Mew could get, like, every single move in the game. It was ridiculous. From, like, tutoring, or from TMs, or HMs, or from its own moveset leveling up. It could get, like, everything, but maybe it's just too far gone from that. I don't know. Mega Horn won't do anything, but maybe I'll still hit it. I still hit it. Goodbye. Nice. Well, that was an interesting battle. Plusle's already level 65. Plusle's gonna be like as high of a level as the endgame bosses. There's a couple of endgame bosses, and Plusle's level is probably gonna be about as high as theirs. Everyone else will be underleveled by like 5 or 6 levels, and Plusle will just be all the way up there. Like, what are you guys doing down there? So, all right. So anyway, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 more spots left, and then we're done. Quillfish is not 62 yet, so we'll wait on that. Not anymore, Pretty Dutch, sure. Why is that a link? I don't know, but don't click on it. It probably doesn't lead to anything good. Oh boy. I still think his boots look like sandals with socks in them. I know they're not textured, but like, still. Oh, he's got some Johto starters. That's cool. I'm gonna knock them out, but that's cool.
Plusle's probably gonna level up again.
Yeah, Plusle probably is gonna level up again. By the time Quillfish gets that level up, Plusle will be like 3/4 of the way to 66. Yeah, I'm just gonna surf, whatever. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna knock out the Typhlosion because of split damage, but whatever. And probably he's sending in Meganium after this anyway, so. But it's fine. I can deal with Meganium. What I'm thinking is if I get prior damage off on the Typhlosion this turn, I can use Thunderbolt to knock it out next turn, and then I can have Quillfish use Sludge Bomb to knock out Meganium. So we'll see if that works. Because that did nothing at all, but that's okay. Yeah, that should be good. Should be able to salvage this. Could use Ice Beam too, but, well, I'd be working off of my weaker attacking side and it wouldn't be stab, so let's just try to maximize our damage where we can. Yeah, Plusle is the level god. Just, the boosted experience is so nice. It makes it so much easier to level it. Once you get over the initial hump of it being a really low level when you get it, it just annihilates things. So use Plusle. If this is your PSA for playing Colosseum, if you've never used Plusle, use Plusle. It's pretty good. Just as long as you can get it over that initial level hump, you'll be in good shape. So, will the Sludge Bomb KO Breloom? I don't remember what it did last time. I think what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna switch in Flygon for Plusle and see if Sludge Bomb KOs. If it doesn't, I mean, it's no big deal, but to be fair, if it doesn't KO, I'm probably getting knocked out with like Thunderbolt or something from Ampharos on Quillfish, so, you know. Okay, KO, good. Oh, Flygon's almost level 63, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I expected that, but Quillfish got to 62, so that's the important part there. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Would be a shame if it were if you use electricity. Yeah, just pour the salt right into the wound, inject it directly into my veins. Oh boy. Okay, so Ampharos, I'm just gonna EQ, whatever. Heracross will take a little hit. No big deal. I forget, does it resolve damage on Heracross before giving me the EXP? Yeah, it does. Okay. Ooh, crit. Flygon, you're supposed to do that to the opponent. Not to me. Alright, 3 more left. This will be nice, though, because probably by the time we're done, it'll be about 20 more minutes, and then we'll be done with this. So that'll put us in good shape for the last one. Like I said, we should get about 1.5 hours out of the remaining content in the game, so maybe even 2 hours, depending on how slowly I go. So, alright, let's see. Well, let's see what you've got, and then I'll be able to tell you whether or not this is going to get hairy. Oh, she's got the Hoenn starters. Okay, cool. Does that mean the Kanto starters are next? Let's find out. One day a Destiny Bond's gonna hit you out of nowhere and you will cry. I probably will, yeah. Just right here on stream, we'll just be like, Destiny Bond, yeah! Probably. I could Mega Horn, and I will. I was about to say, but Brick Break will probably KO, but I did. I decided against it anyway. That is a female Blaziken. Good on you. That's not really easy to get. So. That is also a female Sceptile. Oh, Brick Break definitely KO'd from there. Oh boy. Well, we got a bit of special attack out of that though, so. Now this one's going to be a little trickier to deal with, because I don't even think Giga Drain will one-hit KO that thing, and it's 4 times effective. Also, that Sceptile has Dragon Claw. That's fun. Yeah, I had a feeling I was going to miss on the one where I needed it. Oh well, Brick Break will KO from there, it's fine. Yeah, Destiny Bond hit me out of nowhere on my last Pokemon, I know. Just be going up against a fast Ghost type, and all of a sudden, done. Yeah, I don't know where this lady keeps getting these female starters from, but she's a lucky lady. Again, not easy to get, so. Alright, let's get rid of Sceptile. There we go. We'll deal with whatever Swampert's got. Might have Ice Beam, considering she has a coverage move on her Sceptile. That would suck, but whatever. We'll make it work, and Altaria, okay. I probably want to get Flygon out of here if I survive. Doubtful, but if I survive, I probably want to get Flygon out of here. Yeah, even with my careful nature, I didn't think I was going to live that one. But to be fair, we don't really need Flygon for much else after this. So, let's see. Heracross can probably KO Swampert from here. Well, I should probably send in Quillfish because I can Ice Beam the Altaria. So. Yeah, I think it's only like a 1 in 8 chance to get female starter, so it's pretty impressive. She's got all these female starters. Must have taken a lot of egg hatching to get them, so. Okay, and what's your last one? Let's have a look. Oh, okay, Glalie. I can handle that. I feel like it's always the opposite gender of your trainer. I get that in a lot of cases, yeah. Like, if I'm playing as... I think I might have mentioned this in an earlier part of this playthrough, but if I'm playing as a male trainer, it feels like I catch a lot more female Pokemon and vice versa. I don't know if that's just a fluke or not, but well, it's possible. At least with Flygon Fainted, Heracross will have a chance to sort of catch up a little bit on the experience. Because Flygon's like a full level and like almost a level and a half ahead, so. Alright, we're getting closer. One more semi-final battle, the real semi-final battle, and then we're all the way up. So, let's see. So we're still good with this team. I might get Heracross up to 62 before we finish this out, but we'll see. If not, I might still be able to use Heracross a little bit in this next battle. So. And the second to last battle is a teacher. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Maybe her pupils were like the past few trainers that we've fought. So. Okay, so I have Flygon and Heracross out. Actually, that works very well because Magneton gets one-hit KO'd, Crawdaunt takes a big hit, and I can finish it up with Heracross, and then we can see whatever else she's got. She has 3 more after this, and that's a general gist of how the rules go at this point on Mount Battle. You'll usually have people with 5 Pokemon at this point rather than 4. So.
Final boss probably has 6.
Yep, final boss has 6, so we'll make do with that as we go. But make sure you have something for this before you get up here. Shedinja. It can only be damaged by Ghost Dark, Fire, Flying, and Rock-type moves because of its Wonder Guard ability. Thankfully, I have something for that, so we'll be able to deal with it without too many problems.
It has to be super effective.
Yep. Shedinja's ability is Wonder Guard, so if you don't have a super effective attack, you're screwed!
You're literally screwed.
I'm just gonna brawl with this Heracross, whatever. But this will take care of Shedinja.
only out 1 HP.
Yep. It is a weird Pokemon. It's like you get a Ninjask and then you get a Shedinja if you have a free spot in your party. It's like the shell of the old Nincada that you had. And then it's just got this weird ability. It doesn't really have any particular, like, super strength. Its attack is pretty good, but other than that, so... Ow.
All it has is that weird ability, really.
Yeah. I think the strongest starter in the meta is Contrary on our... Oh, on Superior. Yeah, I forgot about that. It has Contrary. That's interesting. I'm going to try Mega Horning this Gardevoir, even though it's probably going to just miss and I'm going to get killed, but whatever. It's fine. This isn't going to KO Heracross, though, is it? Nope. Because I remember from the last time we fought a Heracross, I only did about half with Flamethrower. So, oh well. Yep, it hit. Good. Goodbye, Gardevoir. Well, now it's just this Heracross to deal with, and, well, as long as my Heracross lives through this turn, it'll get to 60. She'll get to 62. And I'm okay with Flygon fainting. That's no big deal. Because I'll be full healed in about 2 seconds, so... Yeah, we'll switch in Skarmory. I'm not sure which of these two is faster. Probably Heracross. But, so I don't think I'll get to use Drill Peck before I get to use Brick Break on this thing, but whatever. It's fine. Okay. And that's the last trainer before the end of Mount Battle. So now we can go confront the final trainer. The battle theme loop is getting old. Yeah, I mean, when you hear semi-final battle for like 20 straight battles, I could see it getting old. Thankfully, there is new music in the final area, so... Well, not new. We've heard it exactly one time before this, so... It is a track that I enjoy quite a bit, though, so... Alright, thank you, Nacy. I'm heading on up. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, but that's how I would assume you do. And there it is, the top of Mount Battle. We have one trainer waiting for us here. Now, you may have seen it in the little flyover there, but don't forget to go to the right over here and grab this, because in this chest is the third and final Time Flute of the game. So that's, if you don't want to go up here for any other reason, well, that could be your incentive, I suppose. Let's see, how do I want to do this? The only problem here is that you don't get to save before this battle, so, and it's a little tricky. So we might have to make some, well, not special preparations, but I probably want to have Reflect and Light Screen ready to go. More Reflect than Light Screen, but that's why Espeon's in front. And if you don't have a whole lot of Earthquake resistances, you're going to be going back. You're going to be going back to start. Yeah, this is a pretty cool arena. It's on top of a mountain with a bunch of lava directly underneath. I'm going to go check out the rest of the area back here before I talk to that gentleman. Yeah, you can't go back around the other side, unfortunately. There's no stairs to go back down. There's another 100 trainers to fight on the way back down on the other side. So, it's a cool battle arena. I like it. I'll just give you a big old view of it before we go fight them. Okay, we've seen enough. Let's confront our destiny and finish out Mount Battle. What's up? I have beaten 99 trainers, not necessarily in a row, to get to you here. And what do I get? I get a man with very wiggly arms with painted-on gloves that are definitely wiggling with his skin and definitely should not be wiggling the way they are. Oh boy. So this is Somek. He's the final trainer of Mount Battle. Let's see what you've got! And you even get another flyover of the stadium as if this was a Colosseum battle, like in the Under or in Phoenix Stadium or any of that stuff, so it's pretty cool. Alright, Somek, show me what you've got. And yeah, you get the final battle music again for this one, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Makes sense, though. I mean, it's the final battle of Mount Battle, so you'd want to have a theme in it that's actually titled Final Battle. That makes perfect sense to me. So, Okay, first things first, let's get a Reflect up, and I'm going to Drill Peck that Pinsir and hope it does lots of damage. Every single one of his Pokemon can use Levitate, and they all either have, or can use Levitate, can use Earthquake, and they all either have the Levitate ability, are resistant to ground entirely, or are of the flying type, so they have an immunity to it. So, yeah, make sure you have enough resistances, or just have lots of Reflect. That works too. And it'll also work against Shadow Ball, incidentally. Not that Claydol can do all that much damage with Shadow Ball, but, you know. Alright, so what do I want to use against Claydol? Not Espeon. Now that I have the Reflect up, that's pretty much all I needed it for. I want to say Heracross, but I don't think it's a good idea. Because of Psychic stuff. Maybe later. Let's get rid of the Pinsir first, and we'll get Flygon out here. I'll do some Giga Draining. We'll take down Claydol slowly. It's kind of just defensive, honestly. Like, it has decent coverage on its attacks, but yeah, it's fine. It's more of a tank than a damage dealer. So
its defense is pretty good. It's not great.
Yeah, it has good defenses. It's just not. It's not offensively oriented in a lot of ways. So, okay, so there's Crobat. That is the first of 2 Pokemon that are on Somek's team where Plusle can actually do something to them. The only problem, of course, being that if you switch Plusle in, you're probably going to get Earthquaked at some point. So, I might still do that, but we'll have to see whether or not I decide to do it soon. What do I want to do here? Like, I'm not even worried about Claydol at all, to be honest. So I think I'm just gonna blast Crobat. Spikes are completely useless here, by the way, because, well, everything is flying in some way. So, at the very least, almost nothing takes damage from spikes. Like Pinsir does, but not much else. So let's just do some damage to Crobat, and then we'll go from there. But having Levitate and flying types of your own is actually really nice, because, of course, I mean, you can completely resist his main strat, which is using Earthquake, and that's usually where all the trouble comes from, is from him using Earthquake, so, yeah. It's good to have. It's why we have 3 ground resistances on this team, because it's just going to make this a lot easier, so. I think I need to switch Flygon out, though, because that is a lot of special defense drop, so... What do I switch him out for? Let's see. So I could switch in Quillfish and get an Ice Beam off, but then I'll get Earthquaked. You know what? I'm going to do that, actually, because then I can get a little damage off on Claydol, because I can get rid of Crobat this turn. Although maybe it'd be better to just let it die to its burn. Well, I'm probably going to get hit with Psychic from Claydol anyway, though, if I switch in Quillfish, so... Can we switch in Espeon? And then I'm going to heal Espeon, actually, as well, while it's off the field, so that way it, even if it takes 2 hits this turn. One is from a burned Crobat, so I'm not worried about that, and the other is not very effective, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then I can keep Espeon in for a little bit, so that it can get another Reflect up before anything bad happens. So... See, that's not so bad. And this won't be either. I mean, it might drop my Spadef a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, see? That's okay, though. I'm not too worried about that. Let's see what his next one is. And that'll tell me what I'm going to do after this. Gligar. Okay, that's fine. Probably Quillfish would not be a bad idea here, and if I'm going to bring Quillfish in, I'd probably want to switch Skarmory for it, although the problem that we're going to run into now is going to be the fact that Claydol's going to start Earthquaking again because Espeon's hit the field, so I don't think I want to do that just yet. Let's just double team the Gligar. I'm pretty sure Psychic will do serious damage and then the end of its bar. Okay, it just won at KOs, that's fine. And we got a Flygon. Actually, it's nice to have prior damage off on that thing, because Flygon's pretty quick, so... Espeon will be able to outspeed it, but I don't know if it'd one-hit KO with Psychic without the prior damage, so... Although my Reflect might be going away this next turn, so that might be a bit of a problem. We'll see. Yep, there goes my Reflect. Okay, so I'll get Shadow Balled next turn, but... I'm kind of okay with it. Like, I'll get Shadow Balled without a Reflect Up, because I want to KO Flygon. That's, like, one of my main things I want to do right now. So, alright, let's use Eliminate on Espeon. There we go. We'll get rid of Flygon, and then we're going to have to start thinking about how I'm going to get Plusle in, so that'll be in a second. And you'll see why that is in just a second as well. But I'm definitely putting Reflect up next turn, because his final Pokemon is another Gyarados. Great. Well, we know how we handle Gyarados around here. I think this one has Dragon Dance as well, actually. But its main thing is just using Earthquake over and over, like most of his Pokemon, so... You know, Claydol, that was pretty good, actually, considering. Let's see, so I definitely want Reflect going. I want to switch Plusle in, but I don't think it's a good idea if they're going to use Earthquake. So... And it's kind of the same deal with Quillfish, too, because if, I mean, again, I could get an Ice Beam off, but Earthquake just is sketchy. Skarmory's at -1, though, so that's a little bit of a problem. I have an idea, though. I'm going to be too fast for this, aren't I? Okay, well, scrap that idea for now. Let's just, How about this? Let's get Flygon back in. And I know it's at low HP. Don't worry about that part. It's part of the plan, because if Flygon comes in, well, Levitate prevents it from getting Earthquake, so that's fine. But if it gets knocked out by anything, then I can safely switch Plusle in and I can get rid of Gyarados. So there's my thought process. I don't know if it's going to happen, but Dragon Dance, that's fine. I'm just going to blast it with Psychic next turn and see if it deals significant damage. Hell, if either one of the Pokemon I have out faints, then Plusle gets a safe quote-unquote switch in. So I gotta watch to make sure I'm not switching it in for Espeon, and then it eats a Shadow Ball in the face, so... Alright, and maybe Dragon Breath the Gyarados before it blasts me with something else after Dragon Dancing? Let's see. That's not bad. Might not even need Plusle, depending on how well we do here this turn. Okay, that's fine. If I paralyze, it'd be great. If not, well, it's not the end of the world. Okay, that's fine.
Doesn't Dragon Breath upset damage?
Dragon Rage.
Oh, Dragon Rage, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so now I can probably switch in Quillfish fairly safely. I could switch in Plusle, but I can probably KO Gyarados with pretty much anything at this point, so... And, okay, that was not a safe switch in, unless this is on Flygon, which it is. Okay, that's fine. That works okay, because now I can just have, well, I don't have a light screen, so Psychic will probably deal decent damage to Quillfish, but it probably won't KO. Well, it might. It's Stab, so it might. Alright, well, Plusle's faster, as we've established with Gonzap's Gyarados. Plusle is faster, even with the +1. So we'll take care of that. I'm going to Ice Beam this turn, and then I'll Surf next turn if I live. So. There we go. We got to Reflect up, so if this Claydol decides to Earthquake, because it's super effective against both, it won't KO either one. So that's at least a good thing for us. And we should be able to finish it up next turn. So yeah, that went pretty well, all things considered. Yeah, it's going to Earthquake. I had a feeling, because it's super effective on both of our combatants, so it would probably choose that. The AI usually chooses the move that it feels is the most effective given the situation, but again, given the fact that I have a Reflect up, it isn't the most effective, so... Alright, Plusle, give Quillfish a helping hand and bring us home. Watch it live on, like, 1. Oh, man. Nope, there it goes. And just like that, I'm the Battle Master now. Good work, everybody. It was a hard-fought battle and a long stretch to get here, but it was well worth the time and the effort for all the Poke Coupons we got, and we've defeated Somek. Fantastic. Stupendous, even, like he says. Well, I'd like to believe my Pokemon have some good potential. What do we got? So he'll give you the final Poke Coupon reward, 1,200 Poke Coupons, and you can keep redoing Area 10 over and over again if you want to keep getting 1,200. It's probably one of the better ways in the story mode, probably the best way in the story mode to get Poke Coupons, because it takes like 25 minutes, half an hour. So I still think that Pyrite Colosseum in battle mode is easier because it takes like 15 minutes and you get 1,000. So yeah, excuse me. But that's all he gives you in this one, unfortunately. In XD, you get a different reward if you do Mount Battle all the way through under certain conditions, but we'll get to that later. For now, let's let Abra teleport us back to the registration counter. If you didn't grab the time flute before this, you're going to want to say no, because then he'll let you stick around here and grab it, so that then you can come back and talk to him, and he'll let you teleport after that. But I grabbed it already, so... Abra, help me out. Thank you. And that takes care of our challenge on Mount Battle. We gained a lot of experience, we gained some good Poke Coupon rewards. All things considered, like I said, that was pretty good. Gave us a lot of power that we needed in order to take down Cypher's regime. But has Cypher found a secret hiding spot inside of the Ore region? And if they have, can we finally put a stop to all of their plans for the Shadow Pokemon Wars for good? Find out on the outro of Pokémon Colosseum, the Stream Edition, which will be happening probably tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Early next week in any case, but I'm probably going to stream it tomorrow just to, finish it all up so I can come back later next week with the next game we'll be playing. So yeah, we'll come back and we'll take care of the down disc content after that, and then we'll fight the final boss of the whole post-game after that. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I'll post the schedule on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, and Twitter. I think I say those in a different order every single time as soon as I'm done doing the description of this one. But probably we'll be back tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to finish this up. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one. Incidentally, did I get my gold pin for my Poke Coupons yet? Oh, it's still silver. Damn it. I don't know what the actual requirement is to get the gold pin. I'd have to go look, but evidently we didn't get it, so I guess I'm in second place. Oh well.